Fata Fridays is trademarked? Yeah, then I'll go with Forgana Friday, then. If I must. In fact, it sounds better. I'm determining. Excuse me, I'm determining. I'm hiccuping. Ugh. I must inspect my memories. Chapter select. Alright, who's ready? Who's ready for a recap? Obviously, like, okay, so this recap, not as difficult. It shouldn't be as difficult as the last one off the top of my head, right? There was less things happening, less tea was going on, right? As we described it. We ended up reading for like 3 hours, but there was, and I'm not saying there wasn't a lot revealed or told, it's just, in our second stream, we had a flurry of shit happen. Almost to the point where it was like, we're never going to be able to match this energy again. In the last stream earlier this week, the third stream, here we go. Let me see. So, I'm pretty sure we got introduced to a character named Pauline, and the opening scene of that stream, I'm pretty sure it was like her hysterical mother coming up and like shaking her or something and being like, Pauline's like, Mom, why are you acting like this? Why I've never seen you like this before. And she's like, the mom was like, this is why you should never have dated a traitor or whatever, because they fucking bad things can happen to them. And it was like, what are you, it was like foreshadowing. Well, not foreshadowing because it already had happened at the story point, but it's foreshadowing us of the knowledge of what had happened. Actually, no, it's not foreshadowing. We had already seen what had happened, right? Merchant was one of the first people that went in to the fucking mansion with the Beast Man and got, basically. So then we go back from that very quick scene with Pauline. Beast Shadow Man continues his rampage, and he just, because in the last stream before that we saw how he let someone into his house, his mansion, and he was more chill and everything, and he was trained well by the maid, the black-haired, the capital T maid, capital M, and he lost his shit. Something inside of him snapped, where he was well behaved, he was being trained and all, he was learning how to talk and all that, wasn't attacking people, and then someone came in and he was like helping them, and then something that rando said like set him off and was like, I heard there was a beast and I'm scared and I was supposed to be scared, and then the beast's like, you got a fucking knife on you, I'm gonna fucking you. And so he him. And so now the beast has been unleashed, uncaged, if you will. And he was like, he's just like wishing for people to come to his mansion so he can rip them a new one. He's basically like, I think it's like the mysterical, I'm combining mysterious and mystical powers of the mansion together. Where it was like, the mansion gives you what you desire. If you want people to ruin their lives and destroy them and rip them, then that mansion will bring people to your doorstep, basically, is what I got from that. So he's wishing for more to terrorize people, and the mansion's giving him these people. And finally, he goes, I need someone different. I need someone to fucking do something. Like, I forget why he was like, it wasn't like he was like, I need a challenge, was it? It was just like, I want something different, or I want someone who will make me feel good when I kill them or something. And then a white-haired girl shows up. Notably shorter, she's got the bob kind of thing going on, I think. I'm not great with hairstyles, but white-haired girl, immediately us as the reader, like, is that the white-haired girl? Is that the white-haired girl? And then the maid, kind of like hearing my question as the reader, goes to the Shadow Man, and she's like, hey, you recognize this white-haired girl, right? Like, you recognize this person? Yeah, it's definitely her. Don't get it twisted. It's definitely her. But I'm kind of like hung up on it at that point, because what is this timeline that's going on? Like, I'm so confused the Beast Man must have some sort of past knowledge or connection to the white-haired girl, but like I'm still, like I said, I'm iffy on this timeline. But we don't have a ton of time to just wonder and ponder about this, but there's something fucky going on with the characters or the timeline or both or neither, who can say. So the maid then even at some point spoke to the white-haired girl, and she mentions the flaxen hair. So again, that connection is there. She goes, do you remember the boy and the girl with the flaxen hair or something? And the word flaxen was mentioned. And then she was like, do you remember the boy and the girl with the flaxen hair? Do you remember me, the maid? I was also there in that other part of the story that we read. And then the white-haired girl was like, it hurts my brain to think. And then the maid's like, don't think about it too hard. And then there was like, what's your name? And then it was censored, so we don't know what the name is still, but it's like, oh yeah, you still got the same name too. And it's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, something fucking insane is happening, but the game is intentionally making me feel like I am crazy, but okay. And then basically, I'm pretty sure like bed straddling happens again. A very high common theme in this game, in this visual novel is like if important lore is gonna drop when someone gets into bed. And this time, the white-haired girl is in bed, and then the beast fucking straddles her, and he's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. And it's like, she's like, oh no, I can't be killed. I'm too pretty to be killed, and I'm too important to the story. And so he's like, oh fuck. Like the beast guy gets it on, basically, I think, with her. Sorta, but not really. Maybe it's implied. I don't know. But basically, he's like, I can't fucking kill her because she's so pretty, and she's not resisting, and she's not fighting back, and I can tell she's not like, she doesn't hate me or some point. And then so he's like, I can't fucking kill her. And then we learn at some point that she says she's blind, and she's like, I cannot see what you look like. And he's like, I'm a fucking monster. And she's like, people call me a monster. And he's like, how can you say that? You're fucking beautiful as shit. But she's like, it doesn't matter, I'm blind, and who am I to say what you look like and what it means to your personality? We're both ugly, hideous monsters if you're a hideous monster or something like that. And then yeah. That's, and he's like, oh, why aren't you repulsed by me? But she's like, I like you for who you are. Like, it doesn't matter what you are like or whatever. And he's like, oh, fucking, I want to kill her so bad. I want to kill you so bad, but I can't now because you are actually nice. I mean, it's fine. It's whatever. I've killed a lot of people, so whatever. Then there's a lot of back and forth between the Shadow Man and the white-haired girl, and then it was like shifting the scenes to Pauline and the merchant. So we get a lot of like background story on the merchant and Pauline as well, mixed in with the white-haired girl and the Shadow Man. Honestly, the scenes between Pauline and the merchant don't really do a lot for me. I don't really give a fuck. Maybe I should be. And I think Pauline maybe is going to be interesting. But the merchant, we now confirmed, is dead. Right? So I don't really care about him. I don't care. Like, whatever. Fucking, there's a lot of, like, talk about ham sandwiches for some reason. I also don't understand that. I just keep thinking about, like, eating, like, a ham sandwich, like, on a hot, sweltering day. Just kind of grosses me out slightly. And so then Pauline, basically we get the sense that Pauline goes to where the last known whereabouts of the merchant is. She does probably some legwork to try to like figure out where the merchant got, where he died, whatever the case is. So she goes to where the merchant is going, and she's like, I'm gonna find him. And she, what's this called? She wants to look in the beast den for him, since we said merchant ship washed up there. Okay, yeah. So she's like, somehow, yeah, whatever the case is. However it is, she found out where the beast guy is, or wherever the merchant ended up being. So then, basically, she runs into someone who I'm gonna just call, looks like a depressed coconut head guy. And they basically become like a duo, but not like a romantic duo or anything, seemingly. They're just like, they have a lot of like, they have a lot of like back and forth where they're kind of like teasing each other, and he's like, I don't fucking like you, and you're kind of obnoxious. And there's a lot of like, will they, won't they team up to find the Shadow Man? Again, not in a romantic sense, but basically like, oh, he knows something and she's trying to get him to impart the knowledge to her because he's a local or something. And then the coconut head guy, basically talks about how, like, the Beastman decimated the village from where he's from, and his parents as well. We get, like, a flashback to, like, the Beastman or something, like, ravaging the home itself and the parents that he comes from. And then at some point later, I think we see the intro of the merchant, or, like, the merchant and the Pauline, like, meeting for the first time, with her parents. And there's, like, as far as I can remember, even more talk about ham sandwiches and, like, meats in general, and, like, meat sweats or something. Like, for some reason, I feel like a line was said where the guy was, like, sweating and eating a bunch of meat, and it really was grossing me out. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck is going on about food in this game, but something weird about the dad and meat, or I don't know. I honestly, I'm off the top of my head, all I remember is, like, a lot of meat talk. And then it's like, okay, fine, whatever. Again, background story info on the merchant, I don't think it's important, so I'm gliding over this, but, like, he worked for the dad, or was under the dad as, like, whatever, and then, like, that's how they met and all that. I don't care, but watch me regret not caring, because it's going to come up important or something later on. And then finally we get, like, the boys like, okay, yeah, you know what? You're pestering and annoying me enough. We can go to the Beast Man, okay? But you have to promise me, like, I don't know, it was like 3 things or something, and it was like basically boiled down to, we're gonna find it, and then we're gonna leave, and we're gonna escape, and we're not gonna, like, instigate anything. Like, I will do what you want me to do. And she, like, probably had her fingers crossed behind her back, and she's like, yeah, totally, we're not gonna do anything, trust me, I'm very trusting and trustable, like, don't even, yeah, like, yeah, let's go find the Beast Man. And I think that's basically where we ended. I think that's that. I think that's as good of a recap as we need. Like I said, it's not as interesting of a thing, events-wise. Like, again, I don't think we're ever gonna reach the high of, like, stream number 2, as far as crazy shit happening. I would love it for there to be, but it just seems like that's not gonna be the case. You know, that's where we're at. So we're gonna load this up. Oh, also, should have said, spent a lot of time in the last stream, about 3 hours, reading a lot of beast lines, where I had a very gravelly voice. Fucking ruined my voice for the next day. Here's the thing, we doing this on a Friday, it doesn't matter if my voice is shot by tomorrow, because, I mean, it is what it is, so we're fine. I'm out of breath, doing the recap. Alright, so here we are. See, she has shorter hair. I don't like her dress, though. I didn't say this in the last stream when we got intro to her. It's just, there's something about I don't think green and the white accents to it really work well, but again, who am I to say? Alright, I'm gonna have to slide into, the Beast voice. So, give me a few lines before you accurately judge me if I'm recreating the Beast lines from last stream. Looks Christmassy. Yeah. It definitely has that shade of green, yeah. I don't know. I would even say it just looks weird to me. I mean, not only am I not ever a fan of that kind of, like, collar type, where it's like the weird, I don't even want to call it frills. I know there's probably a term for it, but I don't like that collar, especially around that deep of a neckline. Does that make sense? Like, there's something weird, and this is such a weird thing for me to, like, point out, but there's something weird about that. Yeah, maybe ruffles, I guess. The ruffle neck piece with how deep the neckline goes just is, there's some, I think that's maybe my least favorite part of the whole dress, but whatever. That's Austin's fashion corner. Alright, so Bestia is saying, I gotta get back into it. More. There's more. There's still more that reflects my image. Windows, mirrors, vases, dishes. Already starting like this. They all show my reflection. What are you doing?
I have no need of anything that reflects me. You can understand that, can't you?
Why? You're going to cut your hands like that. Tracing the wall with her fingers, the white-haired girl approached Beastia. She stretched her spindly fingers out toward the beast's rugged hands. Okay, so I mentioned this in the recap slightly, but I don't think I'm off base in saying something has to give when it comes to the characters and the timelines that we've been presented. As far as timelines, I'm saying with the doors. There's something funky going on. So like I said, something has to give. Either the characters are not the same, the timeline is untrustworthy, there's some kind of magic reincarnation system going on, there's something like that. Some mysterious thing is happening, and I don't think I'm so off base saying that, because I think me as a reader am supposed to be like, wait, how can this be the same white-haired girl? But then I thought there was mention of like some kind of it said something about the white-haired girl's mom. So then maybe that's a thing, but then why would she say like, oh, you recognize her? Unless that was just like saying like, oh, you recognize her, like you would, someone who looks like their mom, you'd be like, oh, you kind of recognize her, right? Maybe it's that. Maybe I'm reading too much into this, but there's something, maybe that's as easy as it is. Maybe I'm reading too much into the you recognize her thing, because it's just like, oh, you would kind of like look like your mom or something, right? If you had like a child and then... But then why would she have the same name? Is it a name thing? I mean, you could get named after your mom. I don't know. I know I'm probably reading way too much into the... there's just something... I need an answer. Not literally, I don't need an answer. I'm saying figuratively. I need the game to give me an answer so that I can put that beside. I'm not devoting brain power to it. And I'm just too curious. His hands were wet with blood from his frenzied attempts to destroy anything reflective in the house. Look at all these cuts.
Stop!
I laugh every time I go to the Bestia.
Stop! You're going to dirty your hands. Get back!
No, I will not.
It's no use. No matter how many times you call me human, the mirrors tell another story. Not just the mirrors. Everything reflects, shouts beasts at me angrily.
Dots.
Look how precarious I am. It's hideous. Pitiful. I thought it was all over when I protected you from the beast. But that image keeps coming back to me. The sight of another beast clinging onto me. I can hear its voice. It says I was only ever a beast.
Voice? Whose voice?
So you don't know? So you can't hear it?
You're fighting against something beyond the limits of my perception.
Fighting? No. If only it were a fight. It speaks the undeniable truth.
As I've said before, you are not a beast. You look like me. I am certain of it.
Your eyes.
What?
Your red eyes. They show you nothing.
Sorry, I'm moving the mic there. Sorry, mic arm, I'm in a relaxed position right now.
They show you nothing, but they show me what I am. They show me the difference between us.
Are you afraid of my eyes? If my eyes cause you fear, if you can see them in your reflection, if you can see in them your reflection, then you are welcome to destroy them. Rip them from me with your own hands. I have no need of them, after all. Oh, that would be... Don't do that. Please.
Why would you go so far from me, you? The voice says that you're laughing at me. That deep down you ridicule me.
Do you believe that? After all the time we spent together.
I don't know. I'm starting to lose confidence.
I believe you.
I think I believe you, but I find myself wavering.
You know how like people who do like growl singing, like metal like growls, like they train their voice so that when they actually do that, like in singing or concert wise, I guess, or whatever, like they don't damage their voice. I need to undergo that type of training just for this beast guy.
But I find myself wavering. I'm losing sight of myself and of you, of everything. In all my memories, I'm a beast. The voice says I was always like that, always this way. Which, I suppose, means I am a beast. I can't be anything but.
Do not trust the voice. Trust me instead. I do not want to make another mistake. To do something like run away, because I am so weak-willed.
I do not understand this woman. She's so pure-hearted, so beautiful, like hope personified. I want to understand, to believe her. I'm sure I could do it, but I keep failing. Why am I losing my grip on everything?
Are words not enough to convince you?
What?
Are words not enough to convince you that you are not a beast? Then see for yourself, feel for yourself, that there is but one difference between us.
What? What are you doing?
I assume our skin and our hair and our eyes are different colors, but those do not count as a difference. The only thing that differs between us is our sex.
Hold on.
In his utter shock, Bestia was frozen in place. What the hell is she doing? And he was right to be surprised. The sound of rustling fabric shook the air in the forlorn mansion. Holy shit. She had placed her hand on the sleeve of her garments and begun to disrobe. Before long, gaze upon me. She was standing there completely undressed. Her body was incomparably beautiful. Damn, I should be reading, like, just in real life, like, romance novels. I mean, I'm just, like, one step away from that at this point. Slender, not an ounce of excess fat on her. The sight of her was impressive, almost divine. Even I let out a gasp when I saw her. See for yourself. This is the first time Bestia had seen the white-haired girl unclothed. Though they slept in the same bed, as I said before, they did not have a physical relationship. Oh, damn. She grasped his unmoving hand and guided it toward her. Damn. She moved his hand across her flesh, along the curve of her shoulder, down her arm, and pressed it against her chest firmly enough for him to feel her beating heart. This is one way to satiate a fucking beast man. A beast shadow man. I don't falter for trying this. How do you pacify the beast man like this? Do you think this caused a stirring within him? Is there any man for whom the touch of a woman's skin would not? Especially one so beautiful as her. However, he was not aroused. Why do you think that was? Ooh, you're asking me? I'm gonna say because shadow beast men are unable to be aroused for whatever reason. Because a beast cannot lust after a human? I believe you know the answer. Are you crying?
Could you smile for me?
What?
I want to see her smile.
Like this? I'm not sure I'm doing a good job.
No, you're doing fine.
It is a little Batman-y. I'm slipping back into gruff Batman.
Your smile is so pretty. It calms me, warms my heart. I think I know someone somewhere who has that same smile.
Okay. Fade to black. I thought something was going to happen. I thought he was going to have a transformation sequence. I literally thought we were going to get like a magical girl like transformation sequence where he turned back into like the appearance of a normal person. I was so ready. Like the way it faded to black, I was like, oh shit, we're getting a thing. Ah, fuck. Maybe another day. Thank you for seeing me off. Don't mention it. I learned so much about this town thanks to you. You made my stay here quite enjoyable. What's the matter? You're looking rather glum. I wonder... Huh? I wonder why the sea exists. I was born in a port town, so it's always been there for me. This huge, never-ending, expansive, magnificent ocean. Far too big for a single, measly little human like me to cross. It's so pretty. It is. I feel like I understand why you like the sea. But right now, I can't help wondering why God created such an enormous sea. why he didn't make the world smaller. I'm sorry. I'm talking nonsense.
Not at all.
I'll probably be back eventually. That's just part of the job. Aw, famous last words. And will you have lunch at the seaside restaurant again? Huh, quite likely. And I bet it'll be mostly meat too. Fucking hell, dude. Why? It's like, it's to the point where, like, we talk about the flaxen hair, we talk about the fucking meat, like, it's talked about so much where you're like, there's gotta be a reason the game keeps hammering these, like, weird details, yeah? Talking a lot about meat. And I bet it'll be mostly meat, too. Was your stomach able to handle it? I think it's implied he's Japanese, so meat would be pretty foreign to him as opposed to fish. Okay. Sure, but I'm mostly just talking about how much the game hammers. I mean, sure, maybe, I don't know. I know I'm mostly harping on it for comedic effect, but like, even if the meat was foreign, I wouldn't, like, as I'm writing a story, I wouldn't constantly be like, meat, but unless I intended for that to pay off for some reason. I don't know, maybe I just really want the meat lines to pay off. The final key to this whole story is going to be something about meat. I kind of want that. I'm wishing it, I'm willing it into existence. I'll train up for next time. Your ship is going to embark soon? Yeah. Will people get mad you're not helping them prepare? Most likely. Then you should hurry off. Yeah. Just fucking kiss already, Jesus. Pauline? I just wanted to thank you again. I appreciate you taking so much time to show me around. Is that all? No. I don't know why, but I was considering leaving without telling you this. I'd like you to tell me. I'd feel better if you turned me down. What? My homeland is only getting more isolated. Unlike your country, mine is not eager to associate with the rest of the world. I probably don't even have their patronage anymore. What I'm saying is that I have absolutely no stability. I can't even say for sure whether I'll be back. So, you're right. There's nothing but obstacles. I'm sure my mom would be opposed as well. But I've fallen for you. The way you look staring out at the sea, the shape of your lips when you smile at me, the kindness in your voice. The more time I spend with you, the deeper I fall in love with you. The whole world could separate us, and these feelings would not change. Well, damn. You beat me to it. If I'd waited, I don't think you would have ever gotten to it. Damn, pick it up, merchant. I'll say it myself, too. I love you, Pauline. I fell for you the moment I first saw you. I promise. We will meet again. I promise. I'll be waiting. Thank you. It's visible in both of our eyes. This love, strong enough to wash away all our tribulations. It's all right there, plain as day, in each of our eyes. Mine and his. Phew. Well. Oh, here we go. This is what I'm saying. It's Pauline and depressed Coconut Head. Did you hear something? Huh? It sounded like someone's voice. I didn't hear anything. Must have been your imagination. Oh. You want to turn back, lady? Huh? You're looking nervous. I'm just fine. Let's keep moving. But there's one thing. What? My name isn't Lady, it's Pauline. This again. Lady is so distant. I don't like being called that. So call me Pauline. Polly. How's that? Can I call you Polly? Oh, come on. I'd really rather you call me Pauline. I'm an only child, so I've always wanted a younger brother or sister, but Polly makes it sound like I'm the younger one. I'm not your brother, and I'm not a child. You called yourself a kid yesterday, though. That's not what I meant. Oh, fine. You can call me Polly. It's not my full name, but I'm glad you're calling me something other than Lady. Javi? Because it would be Javi. Javi. And that's what I'll do. Ah, you laughed. Be quiet. You're no fun. I don't know how I feel about the dynamic of these two. There's no chemistry between them, and I don't even mean in the romantic sense. They're just like two. It's like when you have two magnets of like the same polarity, and you like try to stick them together, and it's like it just resists, and it's like anytime they're holding a conversation, I'm just like, ugh, please get the scene over with. Maybe I'm being too critical though. There's a mansion up ahead, standing atop the cliff. Can't say why exactly, but I feel like it's something that shouldn't be there. Well, what do you mean? It feels out of place in this area, and something seems off about it. Like it's somehow ethereal, it could disappear at any moment. like the actual phenomenon known as Fata Morgana. Do I know too much because I know that? Am I too smart? Am I too smart for the visual novel The House in Fata Morgana? I'm joking when I say that. Don't take my dumb jokes as serious. No, I'm probably just overthinking things. Sorry, that was stupid of me to say. It's okay. We still can't see the mansion Javi's talking about from here, just dense, overgrown forest. But, for some reason, I can sense what we're approaching. But for some reason, I can sense that we're approaching it. I missed that word. It's a strange sensation. Anxiety is bubbling up from deep inside me, and at the same time, I feel like I could burst into tears. Not out of fear, but familiarity. Familiarity. I've never been to this country before. Everything I'm seeing is new to me. There's nothing at all for me to find familiar. Why then? Okay, new theory. Okay, so she's saying this seems familiar. And we've talked about the white-haired girl and maybe like I said, is it a daughter? Is it her reincarnated? Is the Beast Man Mel? But something's happened in the timeline and he turned into a Beast Man. Then we have the black-haired maid, and now we have this Pauline. She's also black-haired. Is there? Okay, new theory is just like in Kingdom Hearts, right? And everyone is Xehanort and everyone is Sora. My new theory I'm positing is everyone is a branch of like 2 or 3 different characters. Like everyone. Every time we have a portrait of someone, they are a branch of like 2 or 3 characters. And I don't know how that really makes any sense, but I'm just rolling with it. Like Pauline is branched off of the dark-haired maid. We have the white-haired girl. We have the different white-haired girl. You have Mel, and you like I don't know, fucking whatever. That's my theory. It's working. It's a running theory. People want theories. I'm giving you crockpot theories. Crackpot theories. Looks like you didn't miss a journey. Yeah, we're still really early. I mean, we're fucking 30 minutes into the recording. About normal glacial pace for me. So why then? I'm going to ask you one more time. Are you sure you want to do this? I am. You agreed not to go inside. Don't break that promise. She's breaking that promise as fast as she can, dude. I'm telling you right now, Javi, get ready to be prepared to be let down. It's okay. Don't worry. I'm sorry for putting you through this, making you relive unpleasant memories. But thank you for accompanying me when you have nothing to gain from it. Don't worry. I'll just look around. I'm only searching for a sign he was there. And when I'm done, we'll return to the village together. Oh yeah, in my recap, I didn't talk about it, but there was a little bit where Pauline was like, hey, Javi, your place here looks like shit, and you clearly have nothing going for you here. Why don't you come back to my place? We'll leave together. And he was like, I don't fucking know about that. And then like later in a conversation, he was like, you know what? I will take you up on that offer. And she's like, great, I'll bring you back. Nothing bad will happen and we'll be out. So that was a thing. And that's kind of maybe important. And I kind of missed that. Also, thank you for the bits. How much is that? Let me do math. 30, 60, 80. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. I don't always call that kind of stuff out, but thank you. Appreciate it. Okay. Javi says, all right. I decided to slip back into my depressed voice. Okay. Now let's go. Step. Oh, look at this. We push our way through the dark, dense woods, and then, like the world fading into view after a dream, a mansion appears before us. It rests quietly upon a cliff against the backdrop of Emerald Ocean. This is the Beast's Den? It should, by all rights, be a magnificent scene, but the blue sky and jade sea clash with the building. Okay, so we need to figure this out. We, as a reader, always knew that the Beast was at the mansion. Like, it was a mansion situation. But Javi, I think, was previously like, oh, it's, yeah, like, they live in, like, a cave or something, maybe? And so, I think everyone thought, or at least these two thought, that the Beast would be here. So either they had bad information, or they just assumed, they made an assumption, or there's something that would used to be a cave, and then, but now it's a mansion. Something's going on there. Keep that in the back of your head. Anyway, it should, by all rights, be a magnificent scene, but the blue sky and jade sea clash with the building. It appears alone, isolated precariously from the rest of the world. Yes, this is it. This is the mansion where the Beast dwells. Okay, maybe I'm... Okay. Careful not to make any noise. We draw near to the house. This inexplicable structure sitting in between the forest and the cliff. Maybe she was just caught off guard that there was a mansion. Maybe she didn't know. She was not working with the knowledge. The fluttering I feel in my heart does not seem to be caused only by fear of the Beast. Walk. The weeds and plants growing unchecked around the house are tall enough for Javi to hide in. I imagine that's how he approached the mansion the first time, lurking in the overgrowth. Say, have the people of the village thought about leaving this area? Javi said den, meaning lair, more so than cave. Oh, okay. I see. Lair. Is that L-A-I-R? Lair? I don't ask me because I'm notoriously bad spelling. It's my one weakness. Moving somewhere else away from the Beast Den? Only those with enough savings can do that. Leave without money and you'll just die in a ditch somewhere. Everyone's made their lives here in the village. We have farmland, cattle, ships. I mean, not sheeps. I was thinking like cattle and sheep. Ships. It's not easy to let all that go. Not everyone can just hop on a boat to another country like you, Polly. We're not wealthy. Sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. I know, I was being too harsh. You're just ignorant. So naive you believe the whole world is this perfect, magical place. Damn, she's getting hit with the truth bomb. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. If you're capable of seeing the world like that, there's no reason you should look at it any other way. For as mature as you can be, Javi, you're also rather cynical. Well, pardon me. When you said you would take me to your town, that kind of made my day. There's nothing left for me in this village. You'll find plenty of new things, I'm sure. You can even make some friends in my town. After all, you still got a long life ahead of you, Javi. So you should make it a fun one. You make it sound like I'm about to throw myself off a cliff. Damn. I didn't mean it like that. We should try to keep quiet from here out. Ah, okay, got it. As we draw closer to the mansion, I can see the ivy twisted across its stone walls. I press my back against the wall and take a few deep breaths. There's a window next to me. If there really is a beast, if there really is a terrible man-eating monster inside, I'm in danger if it catches me. Javi's eyes entreat me not to get any closer, but I have to see. I have to see if there's a mound of corpses inside these walls. If there's even the slightest trace of him. I'm just going to have to look. Peek in from outside without being noticed. That's all I'm going to do. And when it's done, I'll go home. Through the window, I see a dimly illuminated hallway. Like the garden, the inside is desolate. But there's still the sense that someone lives here. It's not completely abandoned. Polly. Ah! I see something moving inside the mansion. I hold my breath so whatever is in there does not sense my presence, does not sense my gaze. And then... What? Ah, she fucked up, dude. A shadow whisks past. No. Polly? Hey, Polly! Open up! Please, open the door! Stop it, you idiot! What do you think you're doing? Please, open the door! Polly, you promised me. Have you lost your mind? The only thing in here is a... It's not a beast. Huh? It's not a beast. A beast isn't living in this mansion. You're wrong. It is. There's a beast in there, a bestia. Get away from the door. The beast... It's not a beast. Open the door. Open the... I knew it. I knew it. I was right. You're alive. You're alive. You're alive. I never stopped believing. I knew you wouldn't die. Would you?
Yukimasa?
What? What? Huh? What is that? Who? Huh? What? What does that mean? Yukimasa? I had faith you were still alive. I wanted to prove it. And I was right. I'm so glad I had faith. I'm so glad I didn't give up. I missed you so. All this time, I've never stopped thinking about you. I've never stopped imagining our reunion. Yukimasa, I'm so glad you're alive. Stop it, Polly. Get away from him. That's the beast. Oh, so yeah, Yukimasa, the name of the merchant, I would assume, is what she's thinking. What? Wait, what am I... I gotta like massage my brain really quick. Gotta get it working, gotta get the motors going. Okay. Any questions I may have might get answered in like the next 2 minutes. So I must just press on. I must just drink some water and press on. Okay.
You'll kill me.
Do I do this?
If I don't kill you, and so I must show you that I will. I must show you that I'm serious. I must kill you, or you just won't understand. You just won't understand.
I mean, you know, honestly, I can ditch the beat.
If I don't show you firsthand, you just won't understand. I'll make you understand. I'll make your flesh and bones understand. Kill. I'll kill you. I'll kill you.
That's it. Cry for me. Beg for your life. Pray for my mercy. Weep and struggle and suffer and die. Look at this. No one can stand up to me. Humans have no chance against beasts. that face. Yukimasa, what's wrong? What? What's the matter? It's me. It's Pauline. I came to find you. I've missed you so much. Yukimasa. Sorry, I still don't understand your language. Wait. Where are you going? Stop it, Polly. Don't go after him. Polly! Why? Why are you running from me? Don't you recognize me? It's Pauline, your love. What? Why? Your katana? Why would you point that at me? You're scaring me. What's gotten into you? Hey, what's the matter? Yukimasa, do you know who I am? What happened? You used to be able to speak my language so fluently. Let's talk. What do you say? Put that thing away, please. It's dangerous. Growl. What? Why? You cut me. No, no. So hot. Why? Yukimasa, it's me. It's Pauline. Open your eyes. No, stop. Yukimasa. Please stop this. I'm begging you. Why would you do this to me? Stop it, Yukimasa. Stop this. His blade held high above my head glimmers. Why? He's the beast? Tell me, Yukimasa, did you kill all those villagers? Are you going to kill me? Why? Please stop. Oh God, Pauline, no, you're too pretty to die. Not like this though. Yuki, it's me. It's Pauline. Please open your eyes. Let's go back to my town. Now I need a coconut head to fucking like fight for her. Take on Yukimasa here. I never got the chance to ask if you wanted to move to my country. Then we wouldn't have to wait so long to see each other. What do you think, Yukimasa? Now, I will say before we continue, I do feel a little dumb. I probably at some point was like, okay, well, what do I always say, and what do most people say? When but what am I always saying? I'm always saying it so often that I kind of struggle to remember what it is I'm trying to say. When a visual novel especially, or anything, any piece of media, intentionally obfuscates the identity of a character, whether it's like a mask or a helmet or some kind of costume thing, or in this case, shadow beastman looking presence. There's usually a reason, right, for that. And so when you're doing it in something like this, it's usually because it's a character that has been previously introduced, and then there's the reveal, right? And so, like, I probably at some point was like, well, what if there's the chance that that's, like, the merchant guy? But, like, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I feel dumb because, like, it's almost, now that this is the reveal, it feels like, oh shit, it's so obvious. But it is probably just the small little thing at the very beginning where we thought that, or I at least thought, I don't know how many people don't immediately think this, but like, I thought the merchant was killed by the beast. I guess that's obviously intentional, right? That the beast had killed the merchant early on. But now I feel dumb looking back, and I'm like, oh, of course. Like, if I would have followed my own rule of, like, we're intentionally hiding the identity of who the beast is and how many characters do we have that it could possibly be, this payoff makes it seem so much like it should have been, like, so easily seen. Because it's like, well, she's like, where's my husband, kind of thing. And I feel that's why I feel dumb, because I'm like, oh, it should have been, like, even more obvious. And now I'm like, oh, it was just the obvious answer. But I'm dumb, and that's not the first time I've been proven that I'm dumb, so it's fine. What do you think, Yukimasa?
Burn in hell.
Why? Also, the implications, and maybe this is why he, like, went after her, but maybe not. Not obviously the full reason, but, like, he was really into the white-haired girl. So he came away, and she was like, I'm not saying this is the only reason, but like, if someone that you kind of had feelings for and had told right before you traveled, like, oh, we're gonna get back together and everything's gonna be fine, and then you have, like, you're in this mansion and you're beast thing, and then you're like, the white-haired girl is there, and you're like, you see her naked now, and you're like, oh, fuck, I never thought Pauline would make it here, now what do I do? Tell me why. Oh, good thing she can't see what just happened. What happened here? I'm grateful that you cannot see, because you would certainly think me a beast if you were able to see this. Because you cannot see, you do not know what I look like. But I do know. Another beast like me broke into the mansion. Was it? I protected you. Did I not? I protected you. Say that I protected you. Oh, he's like gaslighting. He's gaslighting. He murdered and is now gaslighting. That I did this for you. Actually a beast? I can hear a woman's voice. I can't keep my eyes open. I wonder who she is. They seem like they're really close. Pauline is the other Instia from before. Yeah, I figured that was most likely the case, because he's talking about, oh, it was another Bestia and I protected you kind of thing. So I figured that was what it was doing. I mean, this whole chapter has been, like, not chronological, like, mostly at all. Like, we've jumped around a lot, so it makes sense that for what seems to be a big reveal is then also told to us in different, to try to fog the reveal, right? They seem like they're really close. Did you choose someone else? Then you could have just said so. I wouldn't be angry. But then this leads even more questions. What does this true, and maybe this will be revealed later, obviously, again, rhetorical question a bit, but what does this then have to do with the first door that we walked into? What does this have to do with the tie to the story, other than the commonality of the white-haired girl potentially, or at least the lineage of the white-haired girls, maybe white-haired mom to a daughter? But what does this truly have to do, or does it not? Is it that it would be funny? That would be funny if this was like there was no tie, and it is just like, you know, like when you get those anthology series and it's like, oh, an episode isn't like another episode. You don't have to avoid, and it's just like we're just told like upsetting stories that have vaguely to do with theming around love or something, and then you open a new door and you're like, all right, here's another shitty story that's gonna happen to you, or that you get to read, and it's themed about love. There's always a lighthouse and a girl, and there's always a white-haired girl and the maid. Just like BioShock. I forgot what the line is in BioShock. There's always a lighthouse and a something. A lighthouse and is it a girl, a woman? A light? It's not. Whatever. I wouldn't be angry. We've been apart for so long. But this does kind of hurt. It hurts. I can't take it. Just once. Could you turn back and say my name? I think this busts my theory about everyone being like branched off of people. I don't think Yukimasa's branched off of anyone. Theory busted. I proved it. That you're still alive. We were lovers, weren't we? So why? You said you wanted a peaceful life. I can't take this. Oh. It hurts so bad. Yukimasa. I can't take. No, whatever final door we go through is gonna be like a Smash Brothers situation where we get like a character or two taken from each door, and then they're all put into. It's like how movies have like the intertwining, like, oh, it's all these separate little stories of all these different characters, and then they all like interact. They all have some kind of like interaction at some point towards the end or something. That's what must be happening. Can't take this. You're gonna have Nelly versus Yukimasa. What I want most is to spend a nice, quiet life with you. I don't need anything extravagant. Just an ordinary life, slowly growing older, having 3, maybe 4 children. We'd never fight, and eventually, before I knew it, I'd be an old lady, thinking, it was an uneventful life, but it was the best I could have asked for. That's the life I want. And what about you? Yes, I too wish for a peaceful life with you. Polly? I couldn't do... his therapy bills are gonna be so high. Scream. He shouldn't... I mean, I don't want to heap, like, criticism onto someone who's down already, you know? But should not have taken Pauline to here. That's where you really fucked up. Like, cause and effect. You made a decision. It's the consequences of your actions type deal. Like, you had a traumatic experience with the person you were calling a beast before. He killed your fucking parents, apparently. And now you're like, let's bring Polly to this. Like, only bad things could happen. In my eyes. Master, what is the matter? What is the matter? You look pale as a ghost. What? I lied to you? I've not told you a single falsehood, Master. About the beast? That means you were seeing her memories then. Is that so? That must have been quite difficult to witness. But I assure you, I've told you no lies. Bestia was convinced he was a beast. And as a servant of this house, it is my responsibility to present my former master to you as he saw himself. As a servant of this house, it is my responsibility to present my former master to you as he saw himself. Great. Average risk assessment of a teenager? True. I mean, yeah, you could say I shouldn't be being critical of the younger guy. All right, who gets more share of who gets a bigger pile of the shame what am I trying to say? Who gets a bigger share of the blame pie? I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Between Javi and Pauline, who do we find more at fault for the predicament? It kind of almost sounds like I'm victim blaming then at that point, aren't I? Shit. People aren't gonna like that. No, you know whose fault it is? Let's take it further back. Let's say whose fault it's the dad's fault. The dad who is full of meat. He set up his daughter with this person, the merchant, Yukimasa, from the get-go. And we even got the line where the mom was like, "This is why you don't fall for merchants or whatever, the trader." So I'm going to say 100% of the blame pie goes to the meat dad. The mom was right all along. True. Vindication for the mom. Vindication. And as a servant of this house, it is my responsibility to present my former master to you as he saw himself. This would have been a very different story had you not discovered the truth. A beast meets a white-haired girl and learns humanity. That tale would have been far easier on you, I'm sure. By remaining in the dark and seeing the story through his eyes alone, you would not have had to witness that poor girl's miserable death. And that, perhaps, would have been better for you. But the reality you observed through her eyes changes the truth of his tale. Also, with the reveal of Yukimasa and who is the beast, this then makes even more interesting the ties. Like, again, as I talked about earlier, I don't know. I assume at some point we're going to be told how these all tie together. At least chapters 1 and 2, right? Not apparent except for something about a white-haired girl. But the white-haired girl was asked, do you remember the flaxen-haired boy and girl? And then, unless I'm misremembering, the maids went to the beast guy, who was Yukimasa, and said, you recognize the white-haired girl, right? So then, you would think Yukimasa existed in the tale of the first chapter, but where would that have been? Where is... So many questions. But the reality you observe through her eyes changes the truth of his tale. And it sounds like the visions you had did not run in parallel to the events I described for you, but took place slightly earlier in time. Which means that, yes, her fate was set in stone well before you ever saw it. I do have to wonder, though, why did Bestia believe the woman to be a beast like him? Perhaps it was because her hair, eye, and skin color were similar to his own. The poor young woman who called upon the mansion did indeed resemble Bestia. They were of a similar race. Half of her blood was of the same race as his. But was that the only reason? Would that be enough for him to mistake her for a beast? I have my own theory. His memories may have played a role. I suspect Bestia was afraid the memories from when he was human would cause him to waver, but that is simply my own speculation. Perhaps he had merely lost his grip on reality. How well have you come to understand Bestia, Master? You do appear to think he was an ordinary human who believed himself to be a beast, but where does the line between man and beast truly lie? Oh, bars. Bars right there. That I do not know. Master, if, like Bestia, you were to lose your memories and endure persecution and degradation until you broke, would you still remember those you care for? Now, our tale is not yet over. The web of misfortune was so tightly entangled, could not be unraveled. Oh, we're back. Shit. I thought we would have been done here. Let us return now from her memories to the point we left off in our story. Just after the white-haired girl had disrobed, showing Bestia the difference between her and him. This was, yes, several days following the young woman's death. The blood in the hall had been cleaned up. There was no trace of it any longer. He had made a tremendous mistake, though the only people aware of that mistake are you and I. There is, perhaps, a chance the white-haired girl had realized, but she knew nothing of the woman. So, I entreat you not to fault the white-haired girl for trying to be kind to Bestia. Also, I mentioned it slightly before, and if everything is themed around love and the trials and tribulations of love and something happened, I'm not fully putting 100% of this on it, but like, the maid here was like, why do you think he attacked her? And it's like, yeah, he probably was fucking potentially losing his mind, but like I said, if you were unfaithful to someone that you said that you swore up and down that you really wanted to return to and yada yada yada, and then they show up and you're like, ah shit, like I'm falling for this white-haired girl kind of thing. Like, maybe in him losing himself, he's also like, I gotta like dispose of the situation. This is the best way I can do it because I'm fucking insane. I don't know. Maybe it's like, maybe that's a little bit of it. Who knows? I don't know. People are fucking insane in this game. So I entreat you not to fault the white-haired girl for trying to be kind to Bestia. She is without sin in any and all times. Okay, also, I can ditch the beast voice, I think. Much to the pleasure of myself and probably everyone who is listening. I think we can retire, because now we've got Yukimasa in the flesh. The beast, no, the man, made the white-haired girl put her clothes back on. He seemed to have calmed down a bit. After examining her body and comparing it with his own, he was once again coming to think he might not be a beast. In the past, he would have rejoiced to have proof of his own humanity. However, it was for him then the seed of several new doubts. You said I am human. Yes. Do you still believe this? I certainly do. You are simply mistaken. You believe yourself to be a beast because of what the villagers said. Why did they call me a beast? If I were able to see, I could surely answer all your questions. But I cannot, so all I can offer you is my conjecture. Go on, tell me. I suspect that you do not come from this country. No, you do not come from this continent. You came to this continent from far, far away, perhaps even across the seas. This land has been cast into turmoil by the war. Fortunately, no fighting reached the village, but has blocked trade routes, stripped them of their independence, and cast a dark shadow over their hope. They are quite devastated, I imagine. And then you showed up. From what I've heard, this area is not particularly friendly to people from other countries, even less so those from another continent. I doubt they know much about distant lands, so they had probably never seen someone like you before. But in addition, you would have been wearied and worn. I guess you were emaciated, wasting away. Enough so that you did not even look like yourself. Do you remember how you arrived at the village? When I woke up, I was on the beach. I don't remember anything before that. My joints all ached. I was incredibly thirsty. I was in so much pain I sought help. But nothing I said got through to the villagers. I did not understand what they said either. But the one thing you did understand was that they were calling you Bestia. Bestia. Right. And I also understood that the word was used to describe beasts. The way they looked at me wasn't normal, so I imagine at first they simply didn't want the trouble. They didn't actually think you were a beast. Simply that this wretched man, unfamiliar in appearance, who had washed ashore resembled a beast. Washed ashore? You were in an accident, were you not? While crossing the sea? I do not remember. I can't remember. No, I mustn't remember. If I'm not a beast, that means the other beast wasn't one either. What did the beast look like? It looked somehow similar to me. Its hair color, skin color, eye color, and the way it spoke seemed vaguely familiar. Which means it was... I cannot accept that. If I do, then that means I've done something terrible. No! What?
They did call me a beast. I was in fact a beast.
As I've been saying, that's because...
Tell me I'm a beast, please. Tell me, or let me remain a beast.
How do you imagine he saw the world? I cannot even begin to fathom. But you can never know what someone else sees. And there's nothing to say if they see the same thing as you. As you and I have seen different things, so too did the man and his lover see different things. Or perchance the true shape of the world is visible only through the white-haired girl's sightless eyes. Do you think the reason he so stubbornly rejected his human memories is because he had taken the life of his beloved? I personally believe that there was more to it than that. Someday you shall remember. You shall remember everything. I will not allow you to avert your eyes. Remember that you have always, always been a beast, incapable of saving anyone, only of taking. Remember and suffer. Agonize. Writhe. Anguish. Grieve. Suffer. Pauline's father, the meat man? The meat man himself?
Such a damned shame. Our homeland is but a stone's throw away, and they still won't let us in. Just how long are they going to maintain this stance? Regrettable, isn't it, son?
Yes, I agree with you wholeheartedly, Captain Asama.
We can make it this far on the white man's ship, but they give no response to our missives.
I'm not sure it's even reaching the magistrate's hands.
Is it so difficult to be even the slightest bit accommodating to your fellow countrymen? They seem to be treating the white men rather poorly as well. Here they imprison them on a tiny man-made island. It's no way to make friends. Well, all things considered, you can hardly call this our homeland anymore anyway. For how many generations has your family lived overseas again?
I am the third.
I see, and I doubt you have any attachment to this land.
That's not true. I may never have the opportunity to set foot on our soil, but my spirit dwells within this land. My grandfather has told me much about this country, of her 4 rich, vibrant seasons and boundless beauty. I am deeply grateful that you invited me on this voyage to visit her, Captain Asama. I have finally, if only at a distance, laid eyes upon my home.
I cannot say when this era may draw to a close, but I hope the time comes when we can proudly proclaim her our motherland. You can't find food this good back home.
I eagerly await the day that becomes true. Indeed, as do I. I've lied to her. She believes I was born in the Orient, but in truth, I've never once set foot in that country. I was born in Europe. My family has not been permitted to return since my grandparents left. I can still remember as clear as day the look of profound regret on my grandfather's face as he departed from this world. He bequeathed unto me a katana, and on that day, that blade became the one object binding me to my homeland. I could not bring myself to tell her that I am disallowed to return home. I did not want her to think that I had been forsaken by my country, that my country would do such a thing. However, some part of me believes that there was more to it than that.
A smuggler? Yeah, I never would have expected it. Not on this ship. One of the crew was conspiring with a government official. He hid unreported goods on board and delivered them in secret.
What goods?
Silver coins. Spanish coins trade for more than they're worth as currency. The official was sentenced to commit seppuku. But we are responsible for our own crew's punishment. I'm still trying to decide how to handle it.
Have him commit seppuku as well.
The sailor has brought shame upon the entire ship. If he is made to take responsibility for his actions, then perhaps we can minimize the damage to our reputation. You make a fair point. Unfortunately, he is not of this land. I doubt he's familiar with the ritual. Then I shall serve as a second and ensure he dies without issue. Have you lost your mind?
I have been trained in the art. It is unlikely I should fail.
You are not a samurai, though.
I was born into a family of samurai. At least, It wasn't until 3 generations ago. But that blood still courses through my veins. Very well then. That is how we shall do it. 1700s were the peak of Japan's Tokugawa Edo period, where there was almost zero travel within or within or out the country, for reference. Yeah, some definitely some like historical context that this is definitely drawing upon. It's kind of interesting. I kind of like it. I like it. I like shit like that. We now commence the ritual seppuku of our fellow crewman, Seedorf. Seedorf has, in violation of restrictions set in place by the shogunate, committed the grave crime of smuggling prohibited goods into the country. In order to atone for this betrayal of the trust of both nations, he vows to take his life here before you. Do you have any last words? I deeply regret that we should have to lose a companion, with whom we have traveled the 7 seas in this manner. Do it.
Do it.
It wasn't me.
What?
It wasn't me. I've been set up. I didn't smuggle anything. I don't know anything about any silver coins. I've been framed. Believe me, why should I have to slice my own? Damn. Yukimasa. He said the accusations are false. Lies to escape punishment. I could not allow him to continue shaming himself and us when his fate was already decided. It would only serve to tarnish the ship's honor. But... An investigation was performed. It is our duty to trust those results. You're right. Yes, you're right. Good work. Now, this needs to be cleaned up. Yes, sir. I'm sure I was mistaken, but I would like to ask you anyway. Were you smiling as you did it? Damn. You must have been seeing things. Haunting. Is that really the only reason? Couldn't bring myself to tell her the truth. What was that dream? Was that from my memories? No. Sama, I've never met that man. Or that woman. No. I was just, no, it wasn't me. I don't remember anything, not a thing. Not a single thing. I'm a beast, not a human. I don't need those memories. Sorry. Sound effects. Are you there? Are you there? Where are you? Censored name. Come to me. Be with me. Peace. My peace. If I'm interested in this historical content, you might also like that Shogun book TV show, the first Neo game, and the film from The Last Samurai. I don't know if I'd ever, I mean, the other two I might be more interested in. I don't know if I'd ever play the Neo games. Although I know some people highly rate those games. Also, the Adam Driver movie Silence. Why does that one sound really familiar? Let me see something. Oh, Scorsese. Yeah. I remember now. Where are you? Where have you gone? Why? Why are you not at my side? Don't remember anything. Stop remembering. This guy's going through it. Is that a silver coin? Spanish silver? Some weeks after we set off back west, I find a silver coin in the ship's hold. I don't know if it got overlooked or dropped when transporting the rest, but there's just one. First thing I think when I find it is that I should report it to Captain Asama. But instead, I slip the coin into my pocket and take my leave of the hold as if nothing ever happened. Ah, I see how it is, man. Not for the purpose of smuggling it for some extra cash. It only has extra value in the East. Back west, it's worth nothing more than its designated value as currency. So again, it's not for want of money. Well, damn. Seems Seedorf might have been innocent after all. Perhaps so. And if he had no hand in the smuggling, then I've done a horribly regrettable thing. No, as you said, an investigation was conducted. We had no choice but to believe the information we were given. You mustn't blame yourself. I feel bad for putting such an unpleasant responsibility on you. Not at all. Now, how do we handle this? Can't believe a silver coin was found in someone else's luggage. It would be best to handle this internally. Publicly, we've already made our amends with Seedorf's death. That's true. It would be prudent to try and discover from where he is acquiring coins, so as to prevent another such incident. Should one of our crew be caught smuggling again, he will not be the only one asked to take responsibility. I have great sympathy for you, Captain Asama. This is quite the headache. Can't imagine he would give up his connections just because we asked. We can force him. If he doesn't want to talk, then we can give him some encouragement. But I couldn't. Worry not, Captain Asama. I shall take care of the dirty work. You needn't trouble yourself with anything, Captain. Leave it all to me. Captain? Very well. I leave this in your hands, Yukimasa. Yes, sir. How are you feeling? Hey, untie me. What's the meaning of this? A silver coin was discovered in your luggage. Huh? A silver coin? Interesting. It would seem you have quite a knack for acting. Hold on, I don't follow. I thought the smuggling problem was taken care of. Seedorf wasn't the one doing the smuggling. It was you. Like hell! I've never seen any damn silver coins. Some kind of mistake. Check my bags again. A coin was found in your luggage, regrettably. Captain Asama saw it himself. Lies! I swear I've never touched one. Is that so? I swear, never once. Please believe me, I'm no smuggler. I've done good work, even on this expedition. You know I'm not someone who would get involved in smuggling. I don't know what kind of person anyone is. We may have known each other for years, but that doesn't mean I have any way of knowing what you think in private, how you feel, what kind of person you are. You smuggled the coins, didn't you? I didn't. I had nothing to do with it. Who was your supplier? I'm telling you, I'm no smuggler. Puts Captain Asama in an uncomfortable position if you don't talk. We can't risk damaging our homeland's trust any further. I swear to God, I had nothing to do with it. So you won't tell me? How can I tell you something I know nothing about? I see. You believe me? So it's very, very important information. Enough so that you can't give it up so easily. In which case, I'll just do what I have to do until you talk. What? What are you? Whenever you're ready to talk, let me know. I'll stop right away. Hey, stop! What are you? Quite the thick fingers you have. Let go! What are you? But it's all meat. Your bones aren't any thicker than anyone else's. Ow! Don't like that. My finger! Oh, don't start screaming just yet. That was just the first. Your little finger, next is your ring finger. Stop, please don't, I'm begging you. Are you ready to talk? I told you, I don't know anything. Too bad. Your middle finger. Don't. I hate that. It gives me the willies. Your right hand is going to be useless if you don't start talking soon. What do you want me to tell you? Yeah, at this point, I always talk about if I was being tortured, I would give up anything. I would give up any information. I'm weak. I am a weak person. If anyone, I'm telling this now and it's on recorded video. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. If you torture me, if you actually torture me, I will give up info. I'm so weak. I will give up any information. I'll start lying to you if you want me to lie to you. I'll tell you anything. If I was this guy, I'd be like, yeah, totally. I'll put the blame on someone. I'll tell someone. I don't even care. Don't break my fingers, please. What do you want me to tell you? I swear, I had nothing to do with it. What has you so stubbornly refusing to talk? Is your supplier really worth going to such lengths to protect? No, I can't tell you. What I don't know, that's... Also, and this is, if we ever have to go back to like some kind of weird draft situation, this is why I shouldn't be drafted into the army or anything. I'm too weak. Mentally, I'd be easily, any information would be tortured out of me. I should be pardoned from anything like that. That's why confessions under torture are not reliable. 100% agree. So true. So true, actually. All that's left is your thumb. Ah, can you imagine your thumb? Oh, no, God. Oh, give me the shivers. Oh, God. All that's left is your thumb. Help. Someone get me. Just so we're perfectly clear, everyone on board knows what you did. No one's going to come to a smuggler's aid. God, I can't take any more of this. Please stop. Ready to talk? What will it be? I'll talk. Okay, I'll talk. If anything you tell me is a lie, you can consider your life forfeit. Are you ready to tell me the truth? We will investigate the details of your confession. If you lie, we will find out. Understood? But I... Speak. But... Or can't you? I don't know anything. That's a shame. No! God. No! Ah, well, you won't be using your right hand ever again. Although, there are still 5 fingers on your left. Are you in pain? Do you want me to stop? Yes, please. All right. Ah, Jesus. 4 left. It is quite the face. I wish I could show it to you in a mirror. What is wrong with you? You monster! I'm not doing this because I want to. You're the one forcing my hand by refusing to talk. Now go on, spit it out. You wouldn't believe anything I said anyway. How long have you been doing this? You're the first. Liar. You sick bastard. It's the truth, though. Then why? Why are you smiling? 3 left. What will it be? Will you tell me everything? No lies and no omissions? It wasn't me. It wasn't me. I didn't do anything. Honestly, at this point, there's only 2 fingers left. Just have it done. What's he gonna do next? Your toes? like, the worst of it is over at this point. You're fine. Get through it. 2 more fingers. Bite down. 2 left. It's surprising how easily they break. No. Stop. This is the last one. I mean, also, aside from the pain, having just 1 unbroken finger is not going to change much when the rest of your fingers are broken. The deed is done. This is the last one. It burns. It burns. My fingers are on fire. Now, what next? It burns. It burns. It burns. Are you listening? Hello? This over a few broken fingers? Need me to wake you up? Aren't you glad you get a bunch of grunts and breaths out of me like this? Let me tell you something. I'm the one who put the coin in your luggage. You, the bastard! Of course you don't know anything. Anyone, get in here! Silver coin was it? Don't go shouting things you'll regret. It's hard to fight back with your hands in that condition. Having trouble breathing? Huh? Well, are you? You need air? Guess it's hard to talk with my hands around your throat, huh? Do you want air? All right, then you can have some air. Anyone, please get in. No, you just don't learn. I can see the words written on his face. Why? Why are you doing this? Why? That is a good question. I'm not even sure myself. I think I'm just a sick fuck. Hey. Answer me. Well, damn. I missed the opportunity to use my katana. Oh, such a bummer. I tossed a man's body overboard. My story will be that he sneaked out while I wasn't looking and threw himself into the sea. As I watched the sack of flesh sink into the depths, I'm thoroughly shocked to realize I don't feel the slightest bit bad about what I've done. No regret, no remorse, no nothing. I comprehend that the things I've done are reprehensible, that they're evil, but that knowledge wasn't sufficient to restrain my urges. There's an itch I felt deep within my chest ever since the moment my blade sunk its teeth into Seedorf's neck. I don't know what to call it, but I feel like I'm floating, like everything swirling around inside me has been unleashed, set free. There's also an edge of anxiety too, though. If I continue down this path, what might I transform into? Despite feeling not the slightest bit guilty about the horrible things I've done, I still fear this life I've made slipping away from me. I want something to anchor me. What exactly am I? Is this what I wanted to become? The kind of man who can take another's life without flinching, fully aware of his actions? And if that's truly what I am, perhaps it would make things easier if I did lose everything. Man, this guy just sucks. Oh, don't scare me like that. And where did you pick up a word like... Oh, it's this word again. Do you think I can Google this real quick? Oh, here we go. Okay, I'm gonna get this quieter here for a sec. 1 sec. Oh.
Nincha.
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 You learn something. Learn something on this channel every day. Nincha. Nincha. I guess I probably could have guessed that. What language is that? Oh, that's also a good question. Let me see. It's Dutch, according to Google. Dutch for little bunny. Little bunny, although it's an adaptation of the word, I think. Little bunny. That's a cute little pet name right there. Little bunny, Nincha. Now, a horrible man is calling. I never took you for someone so pretentious. I'm sorry. You just look so much like a rabbit there, the way you were tossing your head back. Oh yeah, the next line was like, you look so much like a rabbit, so that makes sense, and that's what that means. The way you were tossing your head back and forth, looking around for me. So he needs a woman to keep him anchored, or he can't control himself. Oh, brother, this guy stinks! It's a good comment. Yeah, the Dutch were the only ones allowed to, although infrequently, trade with Japan during the time. Ah, makes sense. It's all making sense. Oh, you. Nincha is something you call a child. I'm not a little girl anymore. I'm sorry, really. Now I'm even more firmly in the camp of like he had feelings or slightly or whatever for this Pauline girl. I think he's truly a psychopath, and I think he truly lost his mind and he saw himself as a beast, and he also added with how people were reacting towards him. I think that mixed in his head, volatility wise, like volatile, just like he fucking lost it. He was already pretty bad, it seems. He wasn't of the upstanding personality, you could say. And then I could be proven wrong, sure, probably. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I truly think, like, partly he saw someone come into his house or whatever, and maybe, like, deep in the recesses of his brain, he was like, oh shit, it's Pauline, the person I said I would come back to, and that I loved and everything, and now I'm with another person, and that's not good for the situation, so... And then it all just mixed into this thing where he killed her. Much to think about. Anyway, Yukimasa says, I'm sorry, really. Don't be so mad, Pauline. Heh. I'm not mad at all. It's been a year and a half. We finally get to see each other again. That we do. Did you have any trouble out at sea? Did you fall ill or get caught in a storm or run into any kind of danger at all? No, there was no trouble. Everything went fine without incident. And also, interesting that we get to see the timeline here, because we got these little bits at like interspersed between everything. So now we're kind of seeing the behind the scenes and then where it is on the timeline of like Yukimasa here with Pauline. It's interesting. The sea god was watching over us, I suppose. I don't know. What am I? Who am I? Who? What is this room? What are those? Colored windows? Were those here before? In the mansion? I know what that is. It's an angel. The angel is... It's looking at me and laughing. The angel is looking down on me and laughing. Grr. Oh, not the stained glass window. What are you doing? The angel's laughing at me. The angel. So the angel. You. Where were you? I went to the kitchen to get a drink of water. You have nothing to worry about. I will not run away from you. God, she's giving this guy a million strikes. This is problematic. She's probably in her head like, I can't do any better than this guy or whatever. Oh. And he's like, I'm a fucking evil person. The signs are all here. And she's like, I'm blind. I can't see your red flags. I'm blind, therefore I can't see the color of the flags. To me, these are all green flags. Don't worry about it. I am not human. Am I? I'm not a human. You are not a human. You are you. You are you. It's alright. I imagine it's quite disconcerting, having lost your memories. But no matter what happens, you will always be you. Don't be afraid. Are those the words of encouragement I truly wanted to hear? Am I afraid of being myself? I don't know. Don't think about it. I am a beast with no memories. That's our first break. Our first little title showing of the night. His psyche drifted erratically between human and beast. If he accepted himself as human, it might cause memories better left buried to return to him. If he accepted himself as a beast in exchange for his memories, he would no longer be able to rejoin human society. The white-haired girl fervently supported him in these precarious times. I was quite amazed. I never imagined she would grow to be such a strong woman. Between human and beast, Animorphs. Shout out Animorphs, dude. Nevertheless, God is a cruel master. For what strength he gave her spiritually, he took in equal part from her physically. Say this again. For what strength he gave her spiritually, he took in equal part from her physically. Huh. Yeah. Though she persisted day in and day out to stay by the man's side, one day she suddenly fell ill. With her in the throes of a high fever and not knowing the cause, he fell into a perpetual panic. There was no medicine in the mansion. They could hardly manage to put together sufficiently nutritious meals. Though there was no medicine, maybe there was something else that could make her feel better. However, everything he could think of required him to leave the house. Hey. Is there anything you would like? Anything I would like? I'm considering visiting the village. Oh, that's gonna go over well. Yeah, that's what you need to do. I see you're going to the village. I thought I might be able to get some medicine. I would prefer to bring a doctor here, but no one would come if they learned you were in this mansion. So, he was planning to put on a disguise, so... Oh, this guy, Yukimasa. Oh, man. To enter the village as a person. The white-haired girl smiled when she heard his idea. She had, after all, always wanted him to think of himself as human. However, because she was so pure-hearted, she did not comprehend. I really hope we get to see, like, a sprite of the... like, a shitty disguise. The full extent of the slaughter he had confessed to committing. The revenge he had taken on those who had chased him around. How sinister his cackling and furious his reaping. She did not grasp just how serious it was. She had faith that Bestia had kindness in his heart. If you cannot get any medication, then buy me some oranges, please. Oranges? This is a land blessed by the sun. You should be able to find some wonderful fresh oranges. Will that make you feel better? Yes, it should. Okay. Oranges. Gotta get oranges. Bestia's mind was made up. He would don the skin of a human for her, to protect the peace he had. He would return to the place that had left him with many painful memories. It was, to him, the source of his fear. Whenever he let his guard down, their shouts would play back in his mind. Bestia! Bestia! Bestia, you fucking freak, Bestia! Hideous beast! Though he had physically conquered the people who lived there, Bestia's memories of the village still haunted him. But her health meant more to him than any of that. He was willing to cast aside his fear if it meant the white-haired girl would recover. The girl still in her bed, he made his way out of the mansion. How romantic. You're gonna get your girl some medicine and some oranges. True romance. It's not dead. Chivalry, not dead. True romance, not dead. He crossed the overgrown forest, pushing forward one step at a time, all the while trying to brush aside his apprehension. Also, I can't remember if it was someone here or someone else in, like, the first stream of this game, but we were talking about how, like, the backgrounds have, like, almost like the smeared painting thing that had, like, the original, like, Umineko had and stuff, and it's far and away not even close to that as far as background art goes. And I was gonna say, like, even seeing, like, this tree forest thing, like, I really do like the background art for this. I think it's been quite good. If it was as bad as, like, the original Umineko background art, I would have thrown hands. There would have been a problem. He crossed the overgrown forest, pushing forward one step at a time, all the while trying to brush aside his apprehension. I think I was talking about it. The thing is, what I was trying to remember is I think I was talking about it in chat, but I'm at the point where sometimes I talk about games to friends outside of, like, stream. And so sometimes I'm, like, talking about conversations or something, or I'm bringing up something. I'm like, was this a conversation I had in chat or on stream, or was it outside and was I talking to someone else? And I was like, something like that. Pushing forward one step at a time, all the while trying to brush aside his apprehension, until he arrived at the village. Oh, man. Oh, dude, Yukimasa has to run into, like, because we didn't get a final confirmation on what happened to Javi, right? So he must be roaming around here still. He didn't get to leave because Pauline died. I almost called her Polly. Pauline died, so you'd imagine Javi ran back. I think we're setting ourselves up here for, like, a showdown between the two of them. Because now Javi has watched Pauline die in front of his eyes, and his parents, and the rest of this village. Javi's going to become, like, prepared. And probably still die against this insane person, Yukimasa. Oh, man. I've done that before with dreams. Like, I do say something in a dream, but forget it didn't actually happen. That makes sense, yeah. Yeah. Dude, these streams might as well be dreams for me. Not only just because they rhyme, streams and dreams. I enter my mind, I turn on the stream, I hit the go live button, and then I yap for like a few hours every night, and then I turn off the stream and I forget everything that happened and transpired. The only record of me remembering is if I go back to any of the VODs and I try to, and then I see what it is I said or what happened. That's the only way I remember anything that happens here when I sit down at the desk. It's the only way. Just like Yukimasa here, I'm losing my memories. I'm becoming a beast. I become a beast when I turn on the stream. This is where they called me a beast. Where I was almost killed. And where I killed them. I look different than I did then. I'm dressed differently too, but can I play the part? Can I act a convincing enough human? I have no choice. There are no other villages. I can't let her die. I like his stance. He's all stanced up right now. Excuse me. Could you answer a question for me? The village man is looking at me. Only for a moment. But for me, that moment is torturously long. A faint look of panic crosses his face, perhaps in fear of my appearance. He's staring at me. Will he point his finger and call me a beast? Will the other villagers come to kill me? Obligatory men will do anything but go to therapy type joke. This guy will do anything but just go to therapy and work out his problems. Jesus. Will the other villagers come to kill me? However, I haven't seen you around here before. He didn't recognize me. Yes, I come from a faraway land and I'm unfamiliar with this area, so... You're dressed like a nobleman. On a secret trip or something? Something like that. You look really pale, though. Searching for a doctor? Yes, but not for me. My companion has come down with a fever. I'm sorry to hear it. Well, I'd love to introduce you, but he's out right now. And he won't be back for a few days. I see. And where might I be able to buy fruit? There's a shop just around that corner. Thank you very much. Don't mention it. Do take care, traveler. It's dangerous out there. It's dangerous out there. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. Just a joke. Just fucking around. I'm starting to attract attention, but not the same kind as before. They don't look at me with revulsion, hatred, or furious indignation. They're simply curious. The village feels different than last time. Could it have changed this drastically? Or is it because I really did look like a beast then, and now I look like a human? I don't know. Excuse me. So they said he put on some disguise, right? Is that just all in his head? Did he actually put on a disguise, or is it just himself? Maybe, unless it's a spoiler. Maybe I'm asking a spoiler question. But I can't tell if he actually donned any... Did he just try to clean up? Or is it all in his head where he's like, I'm going to put on a disguise and it's just himself. And he just thinks of himself as wearing a disguise. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards. But the reason I bring it up is because it reminds me, like, there was, like, those talk shows years ago that got really popular, like, doing, like, hidden camera, like, like, a black person would be like, I disguised myself as a white person and went into a crowd of whatever to see how I would be treated differently, kind of thing. That's what this reminds me of. It's like he's taken, like, a hidden camera, and he's like, I'm normally a beast, but I've put on human skin, and now I'm going to go around and see if people treat me differently, kind of thing. Like, that's what this reminds me of, kind of. Like, talk shows used to do that a lot back in the day. I know I talk about how fucking old I am, but I just feel like I remember, like, talk shows being like... I think he just stopped hunching over. he just straightens up his posture and it's like, all right.
I'm no longer a beast.
That's so funny. All right. Me? Yes?
I would like to buy some fruit. Some oranges.
Oranges? Alrighty, just a sec.
The fruit vendor doesn't recognize me as the beast either.
Any other year and they'd be a lot plumper than this. But this year, we've had the end of the war and this whole mess with the beast, and it's just been crazy. Oh, you shouldn't have said the B word. You're fucking in trouble. Careful.
He's like, say that word again?
What word? War? No, the other one. Plump?
No,
If you'd like, how about you come back in a few years and try our oranges again? They'll be several times better, I assure you.
I'll keep that in mind.
You bet. That'll be...
Oh, I'm sorry, I don't have any local currency. Would this suffice?
What? How is...
No good, I take it?
No. On the contrary, it's hardly fair for you trading a jewel for a few oranges.
That's all I have to offer.
I hope you can exchange it for money. Sure. You nobles are something else.
Noble?
Aren't you? Though, if you wander around dressed too well, you put yourself in danger. You might find yourself stripped bare by a bandit, or perhaps even catch the attention of the beast. Stop saying that word, person!
The beast? Everyone mentions the beast. They speak of me.
Have you heard the tales? Oh, fucking we're treading on thin ice here.
I have not.
There's a beast den not too far from this village. It's attacked before, and we've been living in fear, never knowing when it might attack again. But that all ends today. The men have finally found their spines. Oh. They all got together and went out to exterminate it. Oh no, and he's not there at the moment. Oh no. Oh god, I just had a terrible, like, the worst thing is going to happen. Oh, the worst thing is going to happen. He's not there right now. Who's at the mansion right now? Oh no. Oh shit. You fucked up. This is so unfortunate.
What?
And you'll never guess who's responsible. A kid. A little boy is spearheading the attack. I fucking called it. Oh my god. Oh. Fuck. Never would have expected a little kid to whip all our lazy, cowardly men into shape. The boy's the only one who knows where the beast's den. Hold on. What about your oranges?
Fuck the oranges!
He looks over his shoulder as he's like running away.
The men have banded together.
Oh, this music.
And they're going to kill the beast? Why now? Why when I'm not there? I'm the beast. I'm right here. I'm what you're trying to hunt.
The only person at the mansion right now is her. Me and him have the same realization. He regretted not asking the fruit vendor how long ago the party set off. Though what good? Excuse me, though what good would that knowledge have done him? Though, oh, nope, I already read that line. He had to hurry back regardless. Sorry, look down for a second. Oh wait, this song sounds like it's from a different game. The sun was beginning to set, draping the surroundings in deep blackness. As if to keep him from returning home, the night wrapped its hands around his head, covering both eyes. In what direction did he have to head to return to the mansion? Pokemon. He stormed through the forest, and eventually the mansion appeared before him, like the world fading into view after a dream. Bestia was a tempest in the night, blowing through the overgrowth toward the house. Please, please make it in time. I need her. I need the peace that she provides me. Last thing I want is for her to die. This is so fucked. In the blink of an eye, he was through the door, charging down the mansion's halls. He could not sense anyone else inside, though. All he could hear was the whoosh of the wind blowing into the house from somewhere. It seemed a window was open. Where are you? Where have you gone? Answer me. Please, answer me. He cried out, the name. I don't know what to say during that. He cried out the girl's name again and again until his throat was sore and his voice hoarse. But she did not respond. He rushed into her bedchamber. Hey, hello? Where are you? Where are you? Answer me! The man swung his head back and forth so hard he thought he might break his own neck. And when he made to look down, he slipped, falling on his tailbone. Damn. He felt something slick on his hands, a sensation he would recognize anywhere. The liquid was still warm. No, it cannot be. It cannot be! Muttering incomprehensibly in fear, he crawled back through the door of her chamber and into the corridor. Like a genuine beast, he followed the trail of slippery fluid on all fours. The trail glimmered like red wine. He stretched down the hall, past the living room, smeared across the floor like it had been wiped down with a mop. The man crawled and crawled and crawled until at last, he reached the stairs leading down to the cellar. The ruby trail continued. From beyond the door, he could hear men's voices. With a howl, the man stumbled down the stairs, throwing open the wooden door. His first impression was that the stench of blood was suffocating. And indeed, there he discovered the white-haired girl. He found himself unable to even scream. Her once porcelain skin was no longer even sickly pale. It was now the bloodless color of dirt. She was sprawled haphazardly out on the cellar floor, dried bloodstains around her half-open mouth. And those lips were, naturally, lacking their former rosy sheen. Her body was covered with an array of wounds, but the most prominent was a man's singular sword standing tall in her chest. Oh. This is the Bestia? He doesn't look like the same... It's him! Uh-oh. A depressed coconut head. He's the same guy. He's the Bestia. Oh, shit. Several villagers surrounded him at the behest of a young boy. He's gotten himself dressed up all proper and fancy, but good clothes don't make him a good man. Isn't that right, you Bestia? No. You murderer! Why? Why did you kill her? 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 Why? You want to know why? Her death was an accident, I'd say. I feel bad about what happened. But any woman who would live with a man like you must be a witch. Got him. Does that hurt? Are you hurting right now, you Bestia? Then maybe now you understand. You not only stole my parents and friends from me, you ripped the last shard of hope I had from my hands. That's true. That's true. That's his hope of, like, escaping and going with Pauline. He was so actually excited for her. Do you get it? Do you finally understand how I feel? Now do you know how it feels to have someone you care about taken from you? Pauline was desperately trying to find you. Why? Why would you kill someone so devoted to you? Do you understand what you've done? I'm asking you a question, you goddamn murderer. I see. And now, I've nothing left. What? The man stepped forward, almost perfectly calm. His panic had vanished, as if it were never there. His eyes were disturbingly vacant. Perhaps the sorrow had overpowered him, beating his heart into quiet submission. No, that was not the case. Though his eyes were empty, a faint smile spread across his lips. Their transition was swift, as though a gear had switched in his mind. The boy and the other villagers were frozen in place at the sight. Before long, the man was standing before the deceased girl's body, and then he pulled the blade from her chest. I knew it. I really was a beast, and what I wanted was a tether. What are you yammering on about? Didn't you care about that woman? Didn't you choose her over Pauline? Who you then threw aside and butchered? What is wrong with you? What was she to you? She was my serenity, but she's dead now. There's nothing I can do about that. Peace, calm, tranquility. The man's behavior was downright eerie, causing the boy to flinch back. Believing he had everything taken from him and could not possibly lose anything more was, I imagine, what had allowed him to stand up to the beast, the source of such crippling fear. Yet now, he found himself unable to move. He found himself in the face of such an incomprehensible creature, paralyzed with fear. And the villagers were similarly dumbstruck. Not even I could understand his behavior. What the hell's wrong with you? How can you laugh at this? I don't get it. How? How? How indeed? I wonder myself. I don't know either. I'm fucking loony. But you know what? It doesn't matter anymore. Because every last one of my anchors has broken off and sunken into the sea. Ha 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 hee 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 hee. Oh. It's Jesus. Ah ha 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 ha. Repeating. More. Damn it! Get moving! Kill it! How? Slaughter every last. I thought it was gonna be you. I'll slaughter every last one of you! Ah, yes. My whole life, I've always wanted to kill. Damn. No, look at that face. Nightmare vision. What was it that afflicted you with such madness? Losing your memory in the shipwreck? The abuse and insult you suffered at the villagers' hands? Or was it your grief at not being able to return to your homeland? No, none of those were the root. You were always like this. You always bore those twisted desires. You held these deep, constant urges to cause others harm. That is your essence. The real you hidden beneath the mask of serenity, or sincerity even. The true beast was your heart. The beast was a convenient skin for you to wear. You wanted to be a brutal, savage murderer. You never really loved the white-haired girl, or the black-haired woman, for that matter. You were merely attached to them, fixated on the idea of a world of tranquility. You used this peace to anchor yourself, to prevent you from drifting off into the ocean of your desires. You yearned to cause pain, while also hungering for the opposite, a calm life. You idolized this idealized life, spent in quiet harmony with another, because you knew just how difficult it would be for you to attain. Far more difficult for you than satisfying your cravings, but not impossible. I personally had hoped you would find peace with someone rather than descend into savagery. It may have only been superficial, but would have been very human. But ultimately, peace slipped through your fingers, and no one was left to suppress your desires. You cannot, after all, hold them back yourself. What a tragic man. What a hopeless man you are. Yeah, you talk your shit. Talk your shit, man. The door to the cellar swung shut. You had fallen to the floor at some point, unable to bear the stench of blood. The maid stood behind you, her arms wrapped around your shoulders. The maid's voice was chillingly gentle. That was quite horrific, wasn't it? Are you feeling unwell, Master? Oh my, you're shaking, Master. Fear not. I assure you the beast will not come through that door. I am here for you, and I will continue to hold you for as long as you need to settle your nerves. Oh dear. Feel like you might freeze in my arms? Am I really that cold? Cannot tell my own temperature. You wish to know what happened to Beastie after that? I could open the door once more and show you. But I have no intention of knowingly tossing you back into that den of horrors. He lost the rest of his humanity, becoming wholly beast. But, to tell just a little more of the tale, it is my understanding that entire village was ravaged shortly thereafter. He was a bewitchingly talented swordsman. Not a single person living in that village could stand up to him. He killed the fucking orange vendor. Sad. In the woman's memories you saw, he was a gentle man, yes? But even the mildest of men can change. Though personally, I believe that without an element of monstrousness buried somewhere within, a man cannot become a beast, regardless of what may push him in that direction. Do you follow? Now tell me, Master, have you remembered anything? Oh dear, I was afraid of that. I'm a remarkably patient maid. I shall accompany you for as long as you require. So do please find your memories. Now, let us head to the next door. Oh god, another door. Every door, 2 doors in, and all we get is sadness and pain and suffering. The mansion is quite large, so hold on to my hand. We would not want to get separated. You and the maid travel down the dimly lit hall, passing by the mirror once again. The light from the candle in the maid's hand was the only thing that reflected in it. The maid herself did not appear. However, just as you were about to avert your eyes, you thought you caught a glimpse of white hair. Hello? You heard a voice echo in the darkness, and when you turned to face the mirror again, the glass was the color of obsidian, as if it had been painted over. The voice seemed to be coming from beyond the mirror. The maid did not turn back, evidently having not heard anything. You... Oh shit, I gotta pick. The maid did not turn back, evidently having not heard anything. You... Never avert your eyes. Never avert your eyes. That's coward's play. Extend your hand. You extended your hand toward the darkness overrunning the mirror. The second your hand brushed against the surface, the tips of your fingers sunk into it. Oh, hell yeah. And the next thing you realized, your whole world was sinking into darkness. You could hear a voice. You fucked up. Oh, I am the witch. What? Oh shit. Okay, completely different thing happening. Okay, let's take a BRB then really quick. We've read for about 2 hours straight. I need some more water and stuff. I'm gonna stretch. And we're two doors in. When I come back from the BRB, I'll have thought about it for a couple minutes, and I will rank the 2 doors that we've gotten so far. We'll rank a number 1, we'll rank a number 2. Very important thing going on there. So I'll rank the 2 doors we got as far as to some metric. I don't know what we'll rank it on, but I'll rank it somehow. So I'm going to be back. Give me about 5 minutes. I'm going to get some more water. I'm going to stretch and probably use the restroom. And then we'll get back to reading. Door 3 has peak OST. You better be right. If you say that and your claim is wrong and I feel like you're wrong, then here go hell come. A reference no one will understand. Alright, I'll be back shortly. Let me get the BRB here. That one's good. Alright, I'll be back shortly. Okay. I am coming back. Was that 5 minutes? Let's just say it was. I got wrapped up in a text. Alright. Let's continue then. Alright, so we went into a mirror world or something. 6 or 7 minutes? No. No. Don't count. Don't actually time me. First rule of the channel. When I say I'll be back in a few minutes, don't actually time me. When I say I'll be back in exact minutes. Giselle, it's getting foggy. It's getting foggy. Looks like it might rain. Maybe we should take a little break? You want to keep going? Oh. Alright then. This deep in the forest? Thank you. Oh, this damn mansion thing again. Of course. Thank you very much. You must be tired after such a long journey. This is the mansion I'm looking for, yes? He could have said something. Oh well. I should get going, I guess. Does no one live here? But if that's the case, then why was I... Such a big door. Please open. It's not locked, I guess. I wonder if the window's open. Darn, not a hint of light. Hello? Is anyone there? As long as another beast thing doesn't come where I have to strain my voice. That's all I'm hoping for. Is anyone there? Beast 2 appears. Please don't tell me it's actually abandoned. I suppose I can't know without looking around a bit more. What do we have here? Drapes? I see a little light beyond. It's so pretty. Looks like an angel? Why would someone cover this up? It's beautiful. Beast Wars. Why would someone cover this up? It's beautiful. With a little more light, it'd be... Please do not touch the drapes. Or the windows. Whoa! Mikkel? I don't think that would be Michael. Mikkel? Look at those locks. I'm sorry for coming in uninvited, but, I did announce myself. Mikkel is probably best. That's what I'm thinking. For once, did I guess correct? Is this, your mansion? It is. Thank goodness. I was afraid it was deserted. I suspect you would have preferred it if the house were abandoned. Oh, not at all. I'd be scared to death staying in this dark mansion all by myself. I'm sorry. No ill will intended. But I do think it could do with some light. That way you could see where you were walking. And I'm sure this room would look splendid illuminated. Not necessary. I make do perfectly well as things are. How can you see when it's so dark? I have an abundance of candles and oil for lamps. Do you not see this candle I'm holding? I'm not in want of means of creating light. It is not your place to criticize my lifestyle. If you need light, you are free to leave. Damn, he said go in the darkness or leave. Flourish in the darkness with me or get the hell out. If you are in need of money, help yourself to some of the furniture. There's a village not far from here. Trade it for food, then make your way to a larger town. I'm no longer able to freely return to the city. I cannot go back there. Please, don't chase me out. I see. And do you ask this of me aware of how people refer to this mansion? They say that a witch lives here? Not merely a witch. A cursed witch? If you remain here, you too shall likely suffer your own destruction. You're worried for my well-being? Witch or not, my mind is made up. Which will strike you first, I wonder? Regret or the curse? You seem to be doing just fine. It's only a tale. The witch is real, very much so. It is not a legend nor a fairy tale. The witch's name was Morgana. Morgana is me. Whoa. What was that? Giselle. Oh my. What is the matter, Master? Why are you just standing in place? There's nothing there. The maid did not seem to have seen anything. You made to ask her about the scene you had just witnessed. Oh! Don't do that! That's not a good party trick. Oh my god. That caught me off guard. Hey, do you want to see a cool trick? These edibles ain't shit. 30 minutes later. Master, you look like you've just seen a ghost. What is the matter? How about a little rest before we move on? You do not wish to remain here? Still not fond of mirrors? No. You're mistaken, maid. It's not the mirrors that are freaking me out anymore. There's something else that we must address real quickly. All right? Your upper neck to face to head area has become like one of those like cartoonish lollipops. Like, please revert. Yes. Now let us be off. I too dearly wish for you to return to your old self as soon as possible, Master. If your desire is to push onward, then I could hardly be happier. Those lollipops are shit, by the way. I don't think I've ever seen one of them. I feel like anytime I've ever seen them in real life, they're always like decoration and probably were like 1,000,000 years old and probably should not have been attempted to be ingested at all. Unless you want to be poisoned or die. If your desire is to push onward, then I could hardly be happier. Now, follow me. She's just not gonna fix herself, is she? You followed the maid's lead, returning to the living room. From there, you climbed a set of stairs, your hand sliding through the dust that had settled on the ebony railing. When you stepped out of sight of the mirror, the maid returned to normal. Oh, thank God. You had been on the verge of remembering something, but you were no longer in a position to be concerned about such things. Again, makes sense. I, too, would lose everything on the top of my mind if someone, my guide, suddenly distorted in such a way. For the chill in the air within the mansion seemed to have intensified. Standing at one end of a long corridor, you asked the maid, when was the mansion built? I would imagine you know more about that than me, Master. He. Yes, I know. You have not yet regained your memories. I was simply teasing you. I have been a servant of this house for many, many years, but the truth is, I do not know everything about it. All I know is that the mansion is cursed, and that it has brought misfortune upon its residents, since times of old. I can make a conjecture as to when it began, but I believe you should figure it out for yourself, Master. There's no guarantee my perspective is the correct one. Now, let us proceed. You and the maid traveled down the dimly lit corridor. While the layout of the house was the same as in the eras of the there's fucking word again! While the layout of the house was the same as in the eras of the flaxen-haired boy and the beast, the bleak, colorless gloom felt incredibly dreary. While the layout of the house was the same as in the eras. Okay, sure. Sure. On the wall partway down the hall hung a painting. The painting, which depicted a beautiful landscape, was oddly entrancing, but you did not have time to appreciate the artwork. Your hand in the maid's, you passed by the painting. Before long, a door came into sight at the end of the hall. This door is what I would like to show you next, Master. Listen closely. Do you hear the voices? Lively but rough, energetic but coarse. What lies beyond this door is neither a period of elegance and abundance like the first, nor one of ruin and savagery like the second. Technology and culture had become quite developed. Cameras and photography had been invented. Oh, thank God, take me to the modern ages here. It was a time of great progress and many breakthroughs, and for that reason, those who lived in it were constantly seeking to try new things. The tale I'm about to tell you is one of a man who wagered everything on his ambitions. I hope that what you see, Master, will stir something in your heart. I'll try, maid, I'll try. Now, through the door we go. Please, do not let go of my hand. The maid pushed open the door. Colorful balls bounced around atop a long, dark green table. One man, dressed in black and standing by the billiards table, turned towards the door. The room was inundated with eye-watering cigar smoke, causing you to squeeze your eyes shut. Let's go. The third door. 1869. But what about the thing we saw in the mirror? Is that going to be a part of this? Oh, shit. Oh, we got lyrics. Oh, we love the jazzy vibes going on right now. That era was a rat race of innovation and development. The smoke was so thick you could hardly see more than a few feet ahead of you. I could compare it to a dense morning fog, but that might give the impression of beauty, and of that there was little to be found in this haze. Do you see the silhouettes of several men in the smoky room? The one in the middle? The one looking in your direction, Master, was the present master of the house. Oh, look at this! M'lady! Ooh, tip my hat, m'lady! Jacopo. It's probably not Jacopo. Jacopo. Damn. Dapper. Personified. His name was Jacopo, and though he dressed in such fine attire, I sincerely doubt he understood how splendid the furnishings left in the mansion truly were. I am a faithful servant of this house, and I would not, for the life of me, dare speak ill of my master. However, this is a time long past. I imagine God would be so kind as to turn a blind eye to a little bit of honesty. I was not terribly fond of my master back then. He had wavy hair the color of over-dried tea leaves, a piercing gaze, and an arrogant smile, and he wore a hat that made him look rather haughty. He put his trust only in money, renown, and rank. He loved only the iron and steel that had revolutionized so many industries. Oh, I said I was gonna fucking rank the two doors we walked into, and I completely forgot after like 5 minutes. Let's say, overall vibes of the doors that we've had, the first two, right? Honestly, the first door had that shocking reveal, right? And had some, like, problematic shit. But as far as, like, a through line and story, the second door kind of blows the first one out of the water as far as, like a series of events that happen, right? A series of unfortunate events. Like, I had a funner time reading throughout the second door. Does that make sense? If we put aside the beast voice I had to do for a while, that fucking wrecked me. If we put that aside, I enjoyed my time reading through the interest and the ups and downs of that door. Whereas the first one, it had the really big reveal, and you're like, oh, this is so fucked up. But after a while, I got so tired of, like, Nellie as, like, a character. She annoyed the shit out of me. Mel's kind of lame, you say? I think I might agree. He's kind of like, oh, my life, oh, my, And maybe, you know, it might be a situation where you're like, you hate the thing, you hate to see your own reflection, maybe I'm lame, maybe I'm just as lame as Mel, you know? Maybe you hate to see what you are inside, whatever the phrase is. But I'm gonna rank door number 2 over number 1, officially. There we go. I had to make sure I stuck to my word. He had not the slightest bit of love or care for other people. At the very least, that is what I believed at the time. Take a look around the room, Master. Jacopo had remodeled it into a recreation area. A billiards table sat in the center of the room, and the downward, facing lights hanging from the ceiling were special made. The light shone upon the dark green stand like a stage. Cigars and bourbon-lined glass cases installed in place of bookshelves. I do really like the concept of taking the mansion that we've seen in like very old style, like standard, stereotypical like mansion style, and now it's like all, you know, it's 1865 or whatever the year was, but it's like modernized in a way like where you wouldn't be like, oh, this is not what you would do to a mansion kind of thing. I find it interesting. I like the idea. The cases were always fully stocked, their contents available to partake of readily. At that particular moment, as he had many times before, Jacopo had invited several friends and acquaintances, and they were entertaining themselves. His wealthy, high-ranking acquaintances had a variety of hair colors, from polished brass to the brown of a baby robin to the color of sunburnt wheat. There was also much greater variation in skin tone compared to the visitors and residents of previous eras. But that was hardly any surprise, for the mansion sat upon land inhabited largely by immigrants, the New World. Jacopo's acquaintance. What's the matter? What are you looking at? Nothing, I just thought I heard someone say my name. Ain't no one there, unless you're seeing a ghost. I don't believe in such nonsense. It's an old house with a long history. Wouldn't be surprised if I had a ghost or two. But if the place is gonna be haunted, I'd take a princess over a bloody broad any day. A princess, eh? And when she showed up, you'd have your way with this ghost lady, am I right? What I'm saying is you'd have sex with a ghost, right? Color me impressed, son. You jump her bones, and she didn't even got any to jump. Oh my god. Come on now, that's hardly fair. Not much you can even do with a ghost. Let's debate the merits of having sex with a ghost. My god, are you men or children? This is my house, and I would rather you didn't talk about it like that. Just the blatherings of a couple of drunks. Pretend you didn't hear nothing. For the love of God. In any event, whatever happened to that printer you invested in? I haven't heard their name come up in some time. Can we please avoid that topic? It's been quite the headache for me. I thought it'd pay off, but it always sounded sketchy to me. I'd recommend you pull out unless you want to find yourself with nothing left but a nice fat pile of debt. You could have mentioned that beforehand. Oh, this is killing me. The men's deep voices resonated in the cloudy room. As they imbibed alcohol and puffed on their cigars, they conversed mostly about business and money. Jacopo and the rest of the men were a breed known as investors. Ah, yes, investors. You might also call them tacticians. They survived on information attained before anyone else by making swift decisions and having foresight. Though instead of flesh and bone, their soldiers were made of ink and paper. To an outsider, this meeting might appear to be a congregation of friends, but in reality, they were observing one another, gathering information and anything else they could use to get ahead. At times, money and information were exchanged directly, and when they were no longer of financial value to one another, their relationship would pop like a bubble and dissipate into nothing. But you know, Jacopo, you can't be sure this railroad you're so passionate about is going to bear fruit, neither. You don't even know if it'll get finished. And even if they do connect the tracks, will it really be in any shape for people to ride? It's a pipe dream, this transcontinental railroad of yours. Jacopo went silent, but I'm certain that this is what was going through his head. You're a bunch of damned imbeciles if you can't see that the entire country's put their weight behind this endeavor. This is why you have so much trouble making even a few thousand. He probably was thinking that. Yeah, oh, trains. At the time, a great railway was being built across the breadth of the continent. Construction was spearheaded by two large rail companies in competition for both prestige and a bigger share of this massive national enterprise. The Union Pacific Railroad Company started building from the east, and the Central Pacific Railroad Company from the west. but government bonds alone were not enough to finance the massive undertaking.
By the way, there have been some less than pleasant reports about workers dying on the job for the company you chose, Central Pacific.
Ah, you mean how they're using explosives to blast through the mountains? Making quite a bang, aren't they? They are, but bang they are. That's what I'm gonna say.
But if this gets to be much bigger of a fix, they're not going to be able to continue construction. You should at least put your money in the more sure bet of the two, the Union Pacific.
It'll cost you to hire replacement workers, and to keep kicking the bucket, you're gonna have trouble finding more. My goodness. And here I thought you all had spines. You think we're gonna run out of workers just because a few ate it? Huh. There's so many we don't even know what to do with them all. There's not a chance that well will dry up. And if, by some chance it does, all we have to do is buy up a ship full of blacks or yellows. Oh, okay. Oh, hey, Jacopo, hey, chill. Chill with the language. You won't get anywhere if you spend your time worrying about a few measly laborers. This is an endeavor backed by the entire nation. Their deaths are honorable in service of their country. The biggest loss is not of people's lives, but of time. The longer a project takes, the more money it costs, and the less profit we make. What we seek is rapid progress, even if the methods to attain it are messy or deadly. The other men in the room chuckled uncomfortably at Jacopo's distasteful choice of words. Me too. Do you agree with his way of thinking, Master? Trick question? No, definitely not. Perhaps he does have a point in that great sacrifice is necessary to accomplish great things. And it is true that tragedy often lies in the shadows of the splendor of times long past. Furthermore, the way people see the world changes with the times, so I hesitate to criticize him too severely. Now, as I'm sure you've already picked up on, he was an investor who had put money into a railroad company. He also possessed several crude oil refineries, riding on the world's second wave of industrial development. The mansion too bustled with life in a way it never had before. Dozens of maids, including me, gardeners, chefs, sculptors, artists. At times we even had riders coming in and out of the house. There was rarely a moment of silence. However, I was not terribly fond of the hustle and bustle personally. But please, do not get me wrong, I'm hardly opposed to the mansion being cheerful. It was just, how should I put it? The splendor of the time seemed superficial, heartless. It was as though everyone was being rushed along by some unknown invisible force. Part of it was, I expect, caused by the growing divide between those standing at the top and sitting at the bottom. Or perhaps, the mansion was simply taking after its master. There's no time to waste. Everything is resting upon the success of this project. Whatever it takes, I will ensure it happens. I need more money and more power. Suddenly, a restrained knock on the door stopped his train of thought. From beyond the door came a woman's voice, gentle as a soft spring breeze. Pardon me, I've made some tea. May I offer anyone a cup? Yo, look at this design. Oh, that's so cool. Look at that. I like the dress. Oh, that's cool. When the door opened, in it stood a beautiful woman with pure white hair. It was indeed her. Are you surprised? No. Come on, maid. I'm not surprised. Fool me once, shame on me. She's in 2 doors, so of course she's gonna be in the 3rd door. Come on now. I'm not surprised. Or did you anticipate her appearance? I'm not a dummy. Though she was not the same age and dressed differently, the white-haired girl, whom you saw fall into the hands of misfortune in the era of roses and the era of the beast, was also present in this era of innovation. Furthermore, she was Jacopo's wife. Ah. Tea? I don't recall asking for that. When were you asked to make it? Alright, asshole. Fuck off! Don't be mean to her! Don't make me white knight her. I wasn't, but I had these leaves with the most wonderful aroma, and I thought you might enjoy. Shut your trap and know your place. What do you think we have all these maids for? Hey now. No need to treat your lady like that. She was just trying to be courteous. These are my personal affairs. Please keep your comments to yourself. His friends were unsure how to react, but ultimately, nobody stepped up to stop Jacopo. They merely shrugged, tossing glances at one another. Jacopo stomped over to the white-haired girl. He then grabbed her by the arm and dragged her from the den. Oh, God. Oh, God. We're gonna get... It's just gonna be bad relationship abuse era that I'm just gonna have to read through and hate. Ah. Domestic abuse era. Have fun reading, Austin. Oh, God. Okay. What? Back into character. What the hell do you think you're doing? I've told you time and again to stay away from that room unless absolutely necessary. I'm sorry. But, I made tea and... Shut up about the tea already. You think we're having tea parties in there like a bunch of prissy nobles? I'm sorry. If you really feel so bad, don't go in there in the first place. Get the hell back to your room. I meant no harm. It's just, I'm your wife. I thought it would be nice if I could do something. Like I've told you, that's not your job. Don't show yourself in front of the other men. I have nothing else to say to you. I'm already depressed. Good job, door 3. You've speedrun my sadness. I hope she kills him. I hope the ultimate reveal of this is that the white-haired girl finally fucking just offs him. That one will redeem this door. Got it? Now scram. Sakes alive. First them, now you. It's driving me up the wall. What is it? Told you to get out of here. Right, but, what? When will you spend time with me next? It has been some time since we last went out together. But we don't even have to go out. Just having dinner together would... Yeah, that's the face of someone who wants to go to dinner with you. He can't take his hand off his fucking hat. How many times are you gonna make me repeat myself, you worthless tramp? Are those ears only for show? Go back to your goddamn room. My apologies. He's too... Oh my god. Yeah, he's a fucking slime ball. Looking utterly downtrodden, the white-haired girl made her departure. Such a piteous sight she was. As he watched her go, Jacopo merely snorted. Just thinking about the way he behaved then angers me. I have little fondness for men who do not treat their spouses with respect. Oh shit. Oh, maybe the maid kills him. Oh, that would be so good. She just like... So as you can see, the white-haired girl was in hardly a joyous situation. She was devoted to Jacopo and tried to do whatever she could for him, but he not only brushed her aside, he did so in an insulting, deliberately hurtful manner. They were far from picturesque partners. Do you wonder then, Master, why she married him? The answer to that question will come to light in time. You wonder why? Okay. You know what? Can I ask the maid? Let's back out of this door. Let's go back into that mirror universe. Whatever the fuck was happening there, that seems like more fun. Can I willingly... Can we skip this door? For now, let us follow her. Oh, the music is really good here. It's just such a good change of pace too. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying the previous like background tracks have been bad, but like, it is such a change of pace, and fits like the era that we're building here so well that it's like jazzy. We got the jazzy cigar room like vibes going, and it's just a nice change. Looking down dejectedly at the undrunken tea, the white-haired girl walked alone down the corridor. Though its calming scent filled the air, there was nobody around to have their heart warmed by it. Nor was there... Oh, I like these vocals too. Nor was there anyone to alleviate her loneliness. Despite being the master's wife, the maids who crossed her path in the halls said nary a word to her. As a matter of fact... oh dear, I beg your pardon, madam. It's fine. One even bumped into her, stifling a laugh as she trotted off. In all likelihood, she had done it intentionally. The poor white-haired girl who had fallen to the floor stared helplessly at the broken cups. Damn. The tea she had made for her husband was forming a stain in the carpet. The maid's behavior toward the mistress of the house was absolutely unacceptable. Nonetheless, it was commonplace, all because of the way Jacopo treated her. Have I given any thought to the setting of each door? What do you mean? The setting of each door? Beyond, like, the year and the era? The more the man of the house acted cruel to her, the less weight her position as his wife held to the servants. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I've given it a thought. I guess I didn't really, like... In my head, I was like, oh, well, it doesn't seem like this Fata Morgana motel, I almost said, mansion. I was like, okay, we're traveling in time, and then I was like, but also seemingly in place as well, but I don't think I ever said it out loud. Or I guess to answer your question, have I given it any thought? A little thought, but not much thought. But I knew that we were at least, like, seemingly moving, it seemed, because obviously in the last door we had that whole thing, and then the first one was, like, somewhat I'm gonna show my ignorance, vaguely European of some sort. gestures, maybe some kind of European-ish. my dumb American brain. Vaguely. The more the man in the house acted cruel to her, the less weight her position as his wife held to the servants. Day in and day out, the maids worked busily, offered little opportunity for leisure, so they would naturally have accumulated quite a bit of stress. And she became the target for them to let off the steam. Not directly, but through a more subdued kind of harassment from the shadows. She must have felt quite miserable. I imagine she would have been better off as one of the maids. On the surface, and in front of the others, they showed respect for her as Jacopo's bride, but behind closed doors, they acted very much the opposite. Also, it's such a small detail, maybe to the point where I don't even need to bring it up, and I only just now noticed, I only thought to think at the text box on this one, but even, like, we get the different details on the little text box that we get. Did we, like, the other one, unless I'm mistaken, the other ones weren't, like, gears like this one, right? I vaguely remember, like, the roses in the other one, and then something else in the other. Or whatever it is. I'm thrown off by the music right now. So on the surface and in front of others, they showed respect for her as Jacopo's bride, but behind closed doors, they acted very much the opposite. The disparity between the treatment she received around others, the treatment she was supposed to receive at all times, and the way she was actually treated made the abuse that much worse. And furthermore, as you have seen through the other doors, Master, she was a very reserved young woman. I sort of almost made light of it earlier. I do find it very hard to watch, or I guess in this case, read. Like, I hate, like, domestic abuse storylines. It just, it gets to me for some reason. I don't know why more than some other stuff. It's like the direness I feel inside me as I partake, like I said, like, watch or read something, like, I'm always like, there's something inside of me that just, I'm like, dreading. Oh, God. And furthermore, as you have seen through the other doors, Master, she was a very reserved young woman. She could neither raise her voice in reprimand nor raise her hand in retaliation. I have to get this cleaned up. She extended her spindly fingers towards the shards of shattered porcelain. Like, obviously, now we're seeing in both this door and the previous 2 doors, whoever the white-haired person is in each of the doors ends up having a very bad misfortune, right? But in the first one, it's like, it's obviously bad, but it's not like, I mean, Nelly was fucking, like, abusive towards her, but it's not like an abusive relationship situation. And then in the second one, obviously, you have the fucking, obviously, misfortune falls behind to her, but like, and the beast man treats her kind of badly at the beginning and everything, but it isn't like this is clearly like, oh, fucking bad marriage relationship, like straight up that kind of thing. I'm like, don't like it, don't like this, don't like reading about this. Probably some traumatic experience or something, I don't know. Something deep inside me. So yeah, she extended her spindly fingers towards the shards of shattered porcelain. But even the broken cup seemed to have no concern to spare for her. Its shattered edge cut her fingertip when she made to pick it up. You gotta be careful. A trickle of warm red blood ran across her unearthly white skin. As painful a sight as it was, it had a sort of taboo beauty to it. The blood spilling from her fingers showed no signs of slowing down. She clenched her hand into a fist, let out a sigh, and went back to collecting the shards of porcelain. But when she did, Maria. Madam! Madam! What's the matter? Madam, you're bleeding. While all the other maids ignored her, one came running over, shouting to the white-haired girl's side. We need to get that cleaned. Excuse me. It's like almost stifling a burp there as I was reading. I'm so gross. Sorry. We need dinner's coming back. It's the abuse. It's making me burp. We need to get that cleaned and bandaged up. Oh, you don't need to pick that up. That's not your job, madam. It's all right, Maria. There's not much to pick up. It is not at all right. And the rest of you, why are you just standing there? Your boss's wife is on her hands and knees and you're not even lifting a finger to help her? You disgust me. Maria? It's fine, really. Oh, madam. If you weren't so timid, this wouldn't happen. You're allowed to yell at them, you know? It's alright, really. It's my fault. Anyway, we should get that finger taken care of. Let's get you back to your room, okay? But the broken cups and the spill. As I said, that's the maid's work. Now come on, let's go. Okay. And the rest of you, get this mess cleaned up. She roared like the wind in a thunderstorm. The other maids stood there dumbfounded, watching as she and the white-haired girl disappeared down the hall. But they were soon frowning and grumbling to one another. She thinks she can act all high and mighty just because the master is fond of her. The woman's name was Maria. She was one of the maids, and she was the one person in the mansion the white-haired girl could think of as an ally. Though her husband paid her no mind and the maids made her life miserable, just one person, Maria, treated her with respect and kindness. And I'm sure you can readily imagine just how much of a lifesaver that was for her. I too found myself somewhat relieved that Maria was there for her. Being a servant of this house, I was also one of the maids working there at the time. However, I was unable to involve myself to any great degree in her fate. This meant that there was little I could do to assist her, even in times of pain and unpleasantness. The best I could do was pray that Maria would continue to lend the white-haired girl her hand. And that does it. Thank you, Maria. You're always such a big help. Oh no need to thank me. I just did what any good maid should do. No one else is in the room, you know. Oh, right. Then I can drop the act? Man, I just can't get used to talking all stuffy. Oh, that's a really good character trait. I like that. I'm out there doing my best, but the head maid's still spouting stuff like, your manner of speaking is improper for a servant. Every single time we meet. Yeesh, come on, just shove it, would ya? You're a damn creep. Now, you mustn't speak of her like that. Sorry, slip of the tongue. She just kind of gives me the willies, you know? Speaking of, you dropped the stuffy talk too, madam. Kind of awkward if only one of us is acting casual, you know? This is normal for me. If I attempted to talk like you, I would freeze up out of nervousness. This is my casual. Fair enough. Guess that's what happens when you're raised well. I like it though. Has a very regal feel about it. I don't think my upbringing is the only factor. But you know, upbringing is important. Worth a whole lot more than money, I'd say. I suppose. Thank you, Maria. You're always so compassionate. You betcha. They don't call me the Virgin Mary for nothing. I practically bleed compassion. It's funny. The favorite character, Maria? Question mark? In this whole game? You know, that might be true. You very well could be the reincarnation of the Mother of God. No. You were supposed to laugh at that. It's just embarrassing if you take it seriously. Alone in the white-haired girl's room, Maria was acting much more friendly and relaxed as they conversed, as opposed to her no-nonsense attitude in the hallway. The two women were, as you can see, quite close. They had crossed over the wall separating master from servant and built a bond of friendship. And at some point, they had begun to speak frankly with one another when no one else was around. Maria was the only person in the mansion around whom the white-haired girl felt comfortable being open. I imagine she very much enjoyed these moments of conversation. You wish to know who the head maid was? My. Are you sure you want to ask me that, master? Some questions are better left unasked, for your own good. I have to say, madam, you have the prettiest fingers. Mine are all rough and dry and nasty. You think so? Mine haven't the slightest bit of muscle. They're about as frail as dead branches. Oh, who needs beefy mitts anyway? I still think healthy-looking hands like yours are far more attractive. This is such an aside, but we're talking about hands and quality of hands. I have, on multiple times in my life, people that have touched my hands, which would be more than you think, have always said that I have the smoothest and most soft hands that they've ever experienced. And I'm not joking when I say that. And I wish there was a way I could, like, put that knowledge into everyone's mind, like, somehow, I wish there was a way on stream to show off my apparently soft hands. But I just do. And the only thing I can think of is because I'm a very, these are non-working man hands. These hands have not seen a day of work. Like the guy from Mice and Men? Yeah. I just have extremely soft hands, apparently. And like multiple different people in my life have said that about me. And I don't know what it is. I would assume it's some kind of genetics or something. Also, I don't know if very soft hands is a good quality to have. Because it almost sounds creepy when it's kind of unsettling when you get told that you have extremely soft hands, because then you're like, what, you were expecting like really rough hands? Like, people are like probably expecting like rough man hands because I am a man, and like, you know, you get like the stereotypical like gruff, like, oh, these are the hands of someone who's done a lot of repair work, or I don't know, worked on cars or something. And it's like, nope, not me, not I. There's a guy on Instagram who puts dog paw medication on his hands to toughen them and can use them as sandpaper and stuff. Fucking psychos. Why are there... It's... Why are there people like that? Sorry. That shouldn't have got me as much as it did. Alright, where were we? Talking about hands. What's to like about these things? Women all over the world dream of having hands like yours. Slender, feminine, and perfectly cared for. I don't know, just looking at them lights a fire in my loins. Jesus, calm down, Maria. Makes me want to lick every last one of them. Jesus! Keep it in the pants. Actually say, can I lick them? Maria, chill. Can I run my tongue up and down all 10 of those sweet little digits? Those are just words you should not be saying. Stop, the paragraph just keeps going. Come on, can I? What do you say? Stop that, Maria. Seriously, please. I'm just kidding, unless... Oh, Maria. Ah, right. How did those tea leaves turn out, madam? Yuri time. I guess so. You know what? I'd rather read like Maria and white-haired girl like exploring their romance instead of fucking Jacopo abuse hour. Like, it would have been much more fun to read. Right. How did those? Oh, I read that. The ones you imported. All the maids just adore it. They can't get enough of that aroma. I'd sure like to get a taste of it. If you end up with extra, you think you could spare sip for me? Tee. That was what was in the cups I dropped? What? Really? Well, ain't that a crying shame? And Jacopo wouldn't have any of it? God, why does that man have such a stick up his ass? You went through all the trouble of making it for him, and he was busy. It's not his fault. Busy? You mean playing billiards, drinking bourbon, and puffing a damn cigar? It may look to us like they're just making small talk, but I'm certain their meeting has some importance to their business. It was imprudent of me to try to step into the men's world. That's just not right. I mean, you're his wife. Why shouldn't you be allowed into the room? Doesn't bother me. You don't have to pretend. She's gonna like... Honestly, what if Maria just sweeps the white-haired girl off her feet? Kills Jacopo and starts licking the fingers. Sorry. Here's an idea. How would you like to have some of that tea now? We also have some orange marmalade, which you like so much. Add a scoop of that in a tray of cookies and we have the perfect tea time. You're singing the siren song, madam, but you really should be doing that with him. He would not have tea. I suspect he does not like it. I don't want to go to waste, so... it to go to waste. Madam, I know it's none of my business, and I have no place at all saying this, but it's not impossible for a woman to file divorce these days. Oh, we were just talking about divorce on the channel recently. Don't go the divorce route. Go the killing route. I'm the devil on the shoulder. Murder. Murder. Divorce takes too long. It's a lot of paperwork. You don't have to sit down and take it. Not one bit. You're pretty, well-educated, and still young. There's hope, even if you do leave him. There are plenty of other men out there. You aren't obligated to stick with that arrogant jerk. He's just very busy right now. There you go again. There was a time when he was kind. He wasn't like this when we first met. Back then, he was a little awkward, but a kind man. Him? A kind man? Yes, believe it or not. There was indeed a time. Say, Maria, would you mind giving me a little bit more of your time? I'll make some tea and we can talk. All right. If you're telling me about when Jacopo was decent, I'm all ears. Indeed. Flashback, flashback, flashback. As I am sure you're aware, our parents arranged our marriage. Before I emigrated to this country to be married, I lived in a misty island nation. Portraits of my ancestors hung in the hung in the house where I lived. I remembered as a child wincing in fear at the sight of them staring down at me. My mother and father were constantly telling me to show them respect, as it was their hard work that kept our bloodline alive and well. However, they were fighting an uphill battle to do the same. It would have been clear to anyone reasonably perceptive that our house was coming tumbling down. Valuable furniture and paintings slowly disappeared, and eventually the portraits were gone too. As our house collapsed, so too did my parents' health deteriorate, robbing us of any source of income. and though I was educated, I lacked the skills necessary to obtain work. Just as we were about to run out of money and options, my parents received Jacopo's parents' marriage proposition. Both of our families stood to benefit from the arrangement. I had social status and he had wealth. We each had what the other lacked. One needs more than money to make it in the world. Without at least a semi-reputable name attached to you, you're liable to get laughed out of most social gatherings. I first met Jacopo here in this country. We didn't even know what the other looked like until our wedding day. To be quite honest, I was scared to death at first. I was so nervous. What kind of man would he be? Was I to be wed to some middle-aged stranger? We were not marrying because we had fallen in love like a normal couple. I knew I was in no position to be concerned with such things, but when I thought about our future, I shook with fear. But the man I saw through my veil at the wedding was remarkable. He was young, had strong, masculine eyes, and at the same time, he too appeared nervous. He was shaken as much, no, even more than me. Seeing that, the priest gave an impish little smirk when he asked Jacopo if he vowed his eternal love to me. I counted myself among the happy, and I still do, for in that moment I experienced true love. You wanted to hear about when he was kind to me? Well, after the wedding, we were given a week to ourselves. I suppose you could call it a honeymoon, though we didn't take a trip overseas, or even go very far at all. He looked at me with uncertainty and asked, "Where would you like to go?" I beg your pardon? That's what this week is for, right? I'll consider granting your request, so tell me where you want to go. This is all so sudden. Nothing? Well, this whole engagement was spur of the moment. Normally, we would have planned a trip in advance. But unfortunately, our purpose is served so long as we act the part. You must be disappointed that you have to plan your honeymoon as it's happening. No, What? Speak clearly. I don't like it when people don't speak their mind. I'm sorry, but I'm happy. Even if this is a political marriage. Well, you're quite the positive thinker. Your parents say something to make you think that way? Well, either way, if you're so glad to be in this arrangement, then hurry up and decide on a destination. Though there is a limit to how far we can go. If you want to take a trip, I'll consider it. What? Something funny? It just seemed comical to me that our honeymoon has begun and we're only now deciding where we want to go. Not in a bad way, though. I'm glad our parents didn't arrange everything for us. Perhaps you've heard, but I'm quite sensitive to sunlight and not in the best of health. So it would be rather trying for me to spend a full week out of the house. We couldn't go on a trip, but, if it's not too much trouble, speak up. Could you show me around town? I'm new to this country and I'm familiar with its customs. And I'm rather afraid to go wandering about on my own. Show you around? Yes. Would that be possible? On a rare bit of time off, you ask me to show you around town? Is that really the most exciting idea you have? I'm sorry. If, there's somewhere you would like to go, I'm fine with that. I will accompany you anywhere. As if I could drag someone who just professed to being sickly all over the country. My God, lost all interest in a trip. Wow, he's such a nice guy. You've convinced me, white-haired girl. Yup, he was nice. Hello? What are you doing? Go get ready, now. I beg your pardon? Didn't you want to see the town? You will show me around? You're the one who asked. Now, not like I have any other options, so yeah, show you around. Thank you. Don't just stand there, you dullard. Get a move on. This is pathetic. This white-haired girl. This is his kind moments. I wasn't physically being beaten by him. Therefore, pleasant. God. One moment. Wait for me, please. He hurriedly climbed into the carriage he had called for, a look of frustrated displeasure on his face. And then, as if he had forgotten about me until that moment, he returned, grabbed me by the arm, and led me to the carriage. In retrospect, I realized he was not being very gentlemanly. Yeah. But I was pleased that he was making any attempt to interact with me at all. How am I feeling about an endpoint? I don't know. It's kind of tough. It's kind of tough when I get asked something like that, because I'm like, I have like an idea in my head how long I want to go, but it's just based on kind of, especially something like this, like kind of what something like a visual novel like gives me as far as like a stopping point or whatever. I don't know. Maybe another hour or less. Maybe. Also, even more peek behind how like my brain functions, like especially with a visual novel. And this could apply to like any game, but you know, we're 3 hours now into this stream, so it's fine. It's whatever. Talking about my shitty brain sometimes, but like, especially with a visual novel, but this can happen with any game. Sometimes I always intend like, oh, I'll go for however long, and then I'll try to like keep that on track, or you know, as like the end goal or whatever. But like, if I start to catch like my attention like wavering a lot, and I have to keep trying to like refocus on something, if I keep doing that and that keeps happening and I'm not able to like get focused, I'll kind of like cut that time sooner, if that makes sense. So that's why then like from the get-go I don't like necessarily out loud voicing like, oh, you know, sometimes I'll be like, oh, I want to play for like another hour or so, or whatever the case is, but sometimes I'll have to like readjust, because like, just like with anything, just as like I'm reading a story, like I want to be comprehending it as well, and also like be fully engaged. And if I feel like my attention spans like, or my attention in general is like not focused, or I've got something else just on my brain, then I'll be like, oh, I'll cut something short. So it's a tough answer for me. I apologize. That's not always the easiest thing to give like an exact time. As the carriage trotted down the streets, I saw so many new things. I had spent most of my time cooped up inside at home, so it was like stepping into an entirely new world. And add to that the rapid industrial advancement currently taking place, I saw men shouting back and forth as they smacked newspaper articles with the backs of their hands. Oh, like, just that being described, I'm like, yeah, I can see that. I can see the image we're painting here. I saw corner cafes crowded with cigar-smoking men on break from work. It was like the hustle and bustle of a festival. But every festival has its underside. I should say that I wasn't saying all that to be like, oh yeah, you asked a bad question or anything. Like, it's totally a fair question. I just say that because I've been asked that in the past, and like, I don't have the most simple of answers, so don't worry about asking the question necessarily. I just know that I then have to try to explain my thought process, and I'm like, sometimes it sounds like a lame thought process or something. So then I'm always like, dude, is what I'm about to spend the next like couple minutes explaining myself, is it gonna make sense, or are people gonna understand like my thought process? And if not, then it just sounds like I'm just making either excuses or just can't commit to something. So I'm always like, okay, well, I'll try again. But every festival has its underside. I also saw overworked men looking like they were on the verge of collapse, drinking water from a spigot on the side of the road. By way of contrast, I wore fine clothing and had a carriage at my disposal. I imagine every day was a struggle for them just to remain afloat. Had I not married the man I had, I too might have found myself on the streets in a similar situation. But it was not relief that spread through my breast at the sight of them. It was pangs of guilt. It felt to me like a life of opulence was wrong, sinful. It broke my heart to know that I was living so much better than them. Jacopo snorted disapprovingly at me, seemingly reading my mind, and then said, "The poor man who envies the rich covets his wealth and finds the ambition to make the same for himself, and the rich man who pities the poor, thinking it his duty to give them offerings of philanthropy. To me, the latter is the far more nefarious. Excessive charity will ruin a man, make him come to expect handouts." Oh, God. This is the exact type of personality of someone I absolutely detest. Yeah. I think I'm confident in saying I don't think I like this guy. I think this guy kind of sucks. Puts my hands on my hips. And then there are those with the wrong idea of pity, who let themselves fall down to the same place, mistakenly believing it will somehow make the poor feel better. What a joke. If you're going to do anything for them, you might as well encourage them to climb upward. It's totally cool to have this guy's mentality being imparted where he just lived in like, his wealth completely, I mean, seemingly came from his family prior to him. So he was born into wealth, and he's like, oh, the fucking, oh, you don't want to, like, that's the worst type of person. He's your favorite character, unironically. Your fave is problematic. Did I read this? What a joke. You're going to do anything for them. You might as well encourage them to climb upward. Spur on economic growth and the flow of capital. Doesn't that sound like the better option? I say nothing, simply smiling and giving an ambiguous nod. He had a point. My sympathy and guilt meant nothing to people actually experiencing hardship. If, feeling guilty of my own fortune, I acted upon that pity in the way he had described, it would accomplish little more than self-satisfaction. The people trying to climb upward are dying on your railroad. Yeah. Also, I need to see his sprite again. He looks like, if I'm remembering his sprite 100%, he looks like a character. He looks like a character in one of the Kingdom Hearts mobile games. Brain. I think his name is Brain. I gotta see the sprite again. He seemed to have seen straight through to my very core. I'm gonna say it. Look up. Let me see the sprite again before you look it up, because if I'm wrong, I don't want you looking it up anyway. He seemed to have seen straight through to my very core. This was a man who had built his own fortune through investment, which I imagine required him to be rather astute. But doesn't a world where everyone is constantly trying to climb higher and higher sound exhausting? Did you look it up? Brain Kingdom Hearts? It's a guy. I was wondering why. Yeah, see? I was wondering why he looked somewhat familiar to me. Because the thing is, you're probably going like, oh, Kingdom Hearts, and you think of like spiky hair Sora or something. But like the mobile games, they were different. They're fucking different. And so, yeah, if you look up, although he's less haughty, yeah, it's not going to be exact one-to-one. But it's mostly, let's be real, it's mostly the hat thing and maybe the face a bit. But I'm just trying to remember in my head because I haven't looked it up. And I'm even trying to remember our guy here. But I was like, why does he look familiar to me? Spot on. Thank you. I knew it was right. Yes, I'm being vindicated by chat. I was right. Brain Kingdom Hearts. I was wondering why. God, in the back of my head, I was like, why does he look so familiar for some reason? Okay. I personally would prefer to be in a position where I could watch, if only from a distance, as others climbed. But obviously, I cannot say as much to him. Now I'm not gonna. We're not gonna. Now we're all on the same page. We're not gonna be able to discard the fact that we see a technically a Kingdom Hearts character in this here. Sometime later, the carriage came to a stop in front of a shop. As I looked at the building perplexedly, he gestured to the door with his chin, signaling for me to get out. Lost and confused, I stepped down from the carriage, and before me spread a showcase behind a large glass window. However, lined up in the case were not precious metals or expensive clothing, but machines. At first, I had no idea what kind of devices they were. Have you never had your photo? Yeah, this is brain to me. Have you never had your photo taken before? No. I have had a portrait painted, though. Are these machines for taking photographs? A portrait, eh? Why am I not surprised? I did not mean to boast. Go on, get in. Please, wait for me. The owner came out to greet us with a wide smile as we entered the shop. Well, if it ain't the strangest thing I've seen all day. You bringing a lady, and a real looker at that. Where on earth did you catch this pretty little thing? She's my wife. Huh. Well, I beg your pardon. I'll be a monkey's uncle. Just goes to show you never know where the cards may fall. You make it sound like my getting married is getting some kind of miracle. You make it sound like my getting married is some kind of miracle, yeah. I always saw you as one to choose money over love, sir. Oh, pardon me. This isn't appropriate to say in front of your wife. Give him a stern look. Do you often come to the shop? On occasion, I need some things here from time to time. I see. There you go, smirking again. What's so funny? We're gonna have our photo taken, yes? I'm so nervous and excited, I've never had one before. And to have it taken side by side with you. What are you talking about? Pardon? Who said we were getting our pictures taken? God, she's really selling me on this man. And side by side? Please. You're sending shivers down my spine. But this is a photography shop. Hey, shopkeep. The product I contacted you about. Is it ready? Oh, yep. Sit tight. I'll be right out. You take a seat. There's a chair over there. What? I'm going to show you something much more exciting than sitting still and waiting in front of a camera lens. Oh. Just do as I say. Okay. Romance. I sat down in front of a large mirror, which I presume was normally used to check your appearance before having your picture taken. Sitting before a mirror with someone else present was quite nerve-wracking. Out of embarrassment, I dropped my gaze to my knees. But when Jacopo returned, I was entranced by the curious object in his hands. Ooh. I shouldn't have seen Jacopo at full front face. Forbidden face. What is this? Do you know what persistence of vision is? The human eye does not perceive the world 100% accurately. This is especially true for objects in motion. It remembers images for a short time, so if you put a new image in the same place, your eye perceives it as in motion. Seeing for yourself will be faster than explaining it. You see the slits in the disc? Look through the bottom one and into the mirror. Okay. Good. Just like that. Bring your head in close. Here goes. Standing behind me, he slid his finger across the top of the peculiar toy, causing it to spin gracefully. This is what they had as entertainment back in the day. It was this and then hoop and stick. That was all you had. That passed as entertainment. I would want to pull my brains out. I'm sorry. Causing it to spin gracefully. And then. Oh shit, we got motion. Oh, I'm so excited. Ah. So, what do you see? They're dancing. A man and woman are dancing. Sounds like you're not having any trouble seeing it. Are they dancing well? Categorically anime, though. True. Are they dancing well? Are they dancing well? Well, we got, let's see, let's count the frames. We got, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think I miscounted. 11 or 12 frames of motion going? You love to see it? Yes, they are. It's the most adorable thing. What? Adorable? That's funny. I asked you to have modeled after ballroom dance. Yes, it's a very elegant dance. But you see, they're small, like little dwarves, which I thought was kind of cute. And they seem so close, going around and around without ever letting go of each other's hands. This is incredible. Why does it look like they're dancing? They were all lined up in a row a few moments ago. Goodness, I just explained that to you. It's playing a trick on your eyes. What you're seeing is lots of different pictures in a short period of time. To put it in words you might understand better, it's an illusion. Your eyes are being fooled into thinking the image is moving. An illusion? But they're dancing, they really are. And they look like they're having a wonderful time. Are you sure it's an illusion, not something else? To me, it does not seem to be. Cannot see it as anything but two tiny people dancing. She's got the whimsy in her eyes. And Jacopo is a piece of shit and a prick. I'm getting more and more aggressive against this guy. And the later we go into the night. That's how it works. Reach out your hand and try to grab them. You won't be able to. You're right. That's a shame. I didn't think you actually would. But it's the most precious thing. They look as though they're dancing atop my palm. He's like, what the fuck? I was mesmerized by the strange phenomenon. Pictures were moving after all. Still images had begun dancing before me. It was almost as if God had breathed life into them. He had called it an illusion, but I could not grasp that. It was such an adorable, heartwarming sight. I imagined the two were off living in some other world, separate from our own. They looked so happy. I was almost certain they were off dancing in their joyous world, free from all the sorrow and loneliness and pain of this one. Eventually, the speed at which they danced began to slow, as if they were resting their legs. I almost thought I could hear the sound of their feet with each step. Ah, they've stopped. They can dance forever. They don't get tired. I see. I'm amazed such an incredible device exists in this world. It makes me wish I had gone outside sooner. I'm sure someone from as distinguished a house as yours has seen plenty of amazing things with your family. Hardly. I rarely ever left the house. I'm ignorant about the ways of the world. If you would have not told me, I would have probably never known about moving pictures. The illusion of moving pictures. Do you like it? Yes, of course. More than the portrait you had painted? Yes. Yes, I do. The painting was wonderful too, but you can't seem to make up your mind. Go on, tell me. Which do you like better? The portrait or this? Okay, well, you're being... I like this better. I see. Good answer. He looks somewhat pleased. Though, when it comes down to it, this is a simple trick only a child will fall for. Then, I suppose that makes me a child. If it means I get to watch someone as splendid as two tiny people dancing, I'll happily fall for the trick. Quit describing it as two tiny people dancing. You're going to lose your head that far up in the clouds. Oh, I'm sorry. I do not know how else to describe it, though. It's a toy called a phenakistoscope. Phenakistoscope. I always hate these parts in abuse stories. Remember the 1 week he required to put an effort before he started the lashings? I know. That's why I was saying, like, this is so lame. She's like, here, Maria, let me tell you the story of when he was nice. And it's like this, and you're like, girl, get some help. Phenakistoscope? Phenakistoscope. Wheel. Close enough. It was invented around 30 years ago. I had the shopkeep make one modeled after the original design. So the shop owner drew this? He did. A lot better than you'd expect, isn't he? Yes, indeed. I'm surprised he could draw something so cute. Say that to his face and he'll go red as a beet. What I'd give to get a load of that. You should tell him the next time you see him. He's a sweet man. Despite how he looks, you mean? It's not right to judge people based on their appearance. Fucking Jacopo. I'm just kidding. Don't take it too seriously. The shopkeep here loves new technology. That phenakistoscope is one such invention that caught my eye. You can trick the eye into thinking drawings are moving. Using a sequence of photos, you can perhaps make it seem as though real people are moving too. And if it becomes possible to show those images to many people at once, these developments could broaden the options artists have to express themselves. Not drawings, but photographs? Yes, photos. By taking hundreds, or perhaps thousands of photographs, it would be possible. It would be possible to reproduce the world as we see it. This room, people walking down the streets. There's no point in recording boring everyday life, though. If you're going to leave a record of anything behind, it should be the projects and enterprises that move nations. Say, for example, a moving record of the opening ceremony of the railroad. That would be something worth watching. And then in time, it would expand beyond a mere record-keeping technology and find its way into the hands of artists. Is such a thing possible? You must remain still for a long time just to take a single photograph. Right now it isn't, but eventually it will be. And I'm not simply fantasizing here. Is that so? Sounds very futuristic. Do you... What? Do you want to support people who work on that sort of thing? Is that why you are friends with the owner? It has nothing to do with my wants. I merely think there's money in it. The rich starve for entertainment, and artists create that entertainment. I have no interest in their pretentious self-expression. I just want their money. What? What's so funny?
You look like you're enjoying yourself.
Honestly, it's just about the money.
As you say.
Alright, let's get moving. Next is dinner.
What? We're leaving already?
Does that displease you?
No, not at all.
To tell you the truth, I wanted to spend a little more time playing with the Phoenicus wheel. Phoenicus, yeah. But I cannot bring myself to say as much. Reluctantly, I approached the owner to return the wheel. Don't bother. Bring it with you.
What? But...
If you don't want it, that's fine too. Just make your decision quickly. You're making the driver wait. Having said that, Jacopo exited the shop. I alternated between looking at his back and the Phoenicus wheel, debating what I wanted to do. And then, with a smile, the owner whispered to me, "You're allowed to keep it, really. Your husband out there had it made as a gift for you."
For me?
A little while back, he came to my shop asking if I could make a phenakistoscope. Every time. Now that about knocked me out of my chair. He's a man who almost never asks for favors. He's pretty damn brusque, and he's got a tongue sharp enough to cut steel, but he's not wicked to his core, I swear it. So please, ma'am, be a pillar of support for him. Pfft. Great. In that moment, the Phoenicus wheel became a precious treasure to me. We had only just married days earlier, and yet he had commissioned it for me without even knowing what I looked like. I was filled with a warm, pleasant elation. I agreed with the owner. Jacopo was not a bad man. Oh, God. He merely had difficulty expressing himself. Hurrying back to the carriage, I gave him my deepest thanks. He glanced over at me for a moment, then turned back toward the window and muttered, "Yeah. Yeah." From there, we went to a restaurant for dinner. "You call this a pizza? Crust is an atrocity. It's like I'm chewing on rubber. How can you wave my country's flag and not serve spaghetti? Do you have any shame at all? This wine is pitifully unbalanced, far too high levels of acidity. Listen to me carefully. House wine is the face of a restaurant." He complained about every little thing. It was a complete disaster. But curiously enough, I was not at all put off by his behavior. When the sun set, the carriage made its way to a nearby hill. A cool nighttime breeze felt wonderful on my skin, flushed from the alcohol, and the light from the gas lamps had a comforting warmth to it. Though Jacopo had complained about the quality of the wine, once he had intoxicated himself, his mood improved visibly. In this game's universe, everything has been moved up slightly. It made him unexpectedly talkative. Wind up Jacopo. "Look out at the city." Oops, I hit the wrong button. "A gloomy town that shuts down at night isn't suited to expansion or growth, but the city isn't like that. You can see people walking beneath the lamps, and you can hear the bustle of them talking. This is a city that still has plenty of room to grow. As they ride the rising wave of the economy, many, many more people will gather here. More people means more money in circulation. More money in circulation means the city grows, companies are founded, and more goods are bought and sold. Will it really change so drastically? It can be difficult to see what's happening from the inside. The majority of people just go about their daily lives, and the next thing they know, things are different. No, I'd wager most don't notice the changes at all. Only those with eyes sharp enough to realize what's happening can see success. Cannot afford to overlook even the most minute change. Do you have a dream of some kind?" "A dream? I'm not sure if it's easy enough to attain to call a dream. Others might call it greed, perhaps ambition. Don't laugh now. My intention is to make the world mine." Never has that been a problematic opinion to have, or a want. "The world?" "Yes, the world. And to do that, you need neither physical strength nor kindness, but money and influence. People have no choice but to kneel before those forces." "Why are you so intent on obtaining power?" "Because I want to change my country, I imagine." "Your country?" "You are aware that I, like you, am an immigrant, yes? Or right? I emigrated from an island in the Mediterranean, though not the same island as you. My country is a peculiar place where candor and violence go hand in hand. As a whole, country is on the poor side. If nobody does nothing or anything about that, I'm one of but a few of my fellow countrymen who have set his sights on the new world. They're falling far behind other nations. If I find success here, perhaps I will catch their attention. But if it doesn't, then my country's doomed to collapse. You have much love for your homeland. My feelings are a little more complicated than mere love, but that's nothing you need to concern yourself with. Well, I'll have to remember not to get myself drunk around a woman again. Forget everything I just said. Oh, please. It's about time we head back to the house. Alright, but, what is it? Is it alright if I provide you encouragement as you try to attain your dream? I know my presence is more likely to be a hindrance, but I would like to be there to watch as you trek forward. I suppose. Do as you wish. Thank you. You have my support then. Darling? Sent a shiver down my spine, though not an unpleasant one. I'm glad to have you as my partner. God, the romance is palpable. You can just feel the sparks flying between them. Oh my God. I was without a doubt happy then. His smile, the things he said, the Venicus wheel he gave me, they were all undeniably real. And those memories give me the will to wait for the day things go back to the way they were. They allow me to believe. Whoa. Like, startled me. Alright, I think we can, call it there for the night. Real quickly, then we won't do, next Fata Morgana stream. Again, sticking to the schedule, we'll try Tuesday night. We should, be able to make that. This weekend might be iffy. I might have plans that develop, but at the very least, the bare minimum I want to do this weekend is hopefully sometime tomorrow at the start of stream is finish Metal Gear in one more sitting. So there'll be a tight little 2-stream series, hopefully. And then depending on when it is I get to stream tomorrow and how we're feeling and everything, maybe we switch to something else. But like I said, the biggest thing I'm concerned about is finishing Metal Gear tomorrow. Whenever I do get on. And then, like I said, Sunday, not to spoil it or anything, Sunday is technically my day of birth. I don't think I'm actually having anything super planned. I think I might actually do like birthday hangout stuff with friends like next weekend or towards the end of next week. So it's, funnily enough, I might end up on stream on Sunday, but I just don't know for sure yet. There's like things kind of happening sort of in the works, but like I said, it feels like that's going to happen like next weekend just because of availability and stuff. So, yeah, like I said, if I do end up streaming a lot more this weekend, you'd probably see some more Nier Automata probably tomorrow, maybe Xenoblade back on Sunday, but it's kind of all just up in the air. Happy birthday. Thanks. Appreciate it. Awesome stream today. Thanks. Appreciate it. I'm glad you guys enjoy it. Because that's what makes it fun for hopefully both me and you. Again, thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your night. Have a great weekend. If I don't see you in any streams, or if I've just failed to turn on the stream, have a great weekend. Have a good one. And yeah, like I said, I should at the very least be back on tomorrow to finish Metal Gear. We'll finish that yet, and then we'll see what we do. So, thanks for watching. Fata Morgana back on Tuesday. Door 3 Tuesday. Doesn't roll off the tongue as much as the other ones. We'll workshop it. We got a few days. All right, I'm waving bye. Goodbye. Bye.